to see me glow. See something we blow. Don't run up like I'm one of these niggas, cause Brody, I'm not. Came up from nothing and turned into something. Can't let it right now, it's too early to stop. I know a couple niggas want me dead, and I know a couple wanna see me pop. I know a couple niggas really fat, and I know they hate to see the boy with WAP. See, they on top, they on my yacht. Won't be on shit when I see him, just watch. How many niggas gon' diss on them, bro, for they realize that shit get you put in the box? Fuck this shit hot, gotta keep knocks. When you out 300,000 to watch, I live a feeling, I know I'm that nigga. Like, look at me right now and tell me I'm not. Feeling my time now to go insane. I ran the figures coming off the brain. Feel like they miss me rookie of the year. Other than that, I've been going insane. Pain and pain, no they do dirt on my name. That shit is a part of the game. Nothing the same. No more coolin' but my lonely. That shit is a part of the fame. I don't gotta say a lot, I ever do a lot. I'm in. Nothing to tell these bitches going off the name. Don't never get it twisted. Super califragilistic. I'm that nigga. Got these millions off of coming off the brain. Don't look at me, no stain. I know I'm rich, my bag up high. For this water dripping, see this glass, oh my. Know it might look tempting, but look past me by. Cause you try to rob me, just know your ass go. They mad I'm getting low. Hate to see me glow.
This shit real, nigga. I don't know about if it is for you, but I know about me.
It's raining. He looking at the ghetto from out the window pane. His brother died, and this young nigga can't even feel no pain. Is he gon' ride, or is he gon' live in the hood with all the shame? Is he gon' slide, strap his cleats on when he ain't even in the game? But that's what it is when you born up in the field. Ain't no flies or daffodil, just some animals chef to kill. Older youngsters slapping youngers at school, they scrap for meals. Niggas thinking he bullying on them for size, but he starved for real. Ain't no dinner after 8 pig. Seeing my ghetto, that hot plate at the school is really serious. I knew a nigga went all American, he was really near. He got shot in the drive-by, now his whole family fears. No Hall of Fame, just Hall of Tears in a hospital. This where the clips be really big, but all the Glocks little. They loading bullets in their fins, calling them cop killers. It's Armageddon on my block, nigga.
All this chasing money, it done turned me to a hot nigga. Crib look like a school, my neighbor's white, it got a fox in it. I'ma keep it trill and spill the real, you know I'm authentic. Exotic soda spilling sauce in it. Hey, keep your head up when it's low because the tables turn. Wait your turn, I was fucked up, now that money burn. I seen the closest turn they back about the shit I earned. I'm standing firm, 10 toes, say one word, your bitch gone. Money long, my clips long. If I put my hoes together, I might need a limo. Smallest town, selling girl, mama.
Stupid. My bad, y'all. It was one button that I had to push. That's all it was one button, and I didn't press it.
I was like, bro, I'm checking the other sound. Like, nah, I'm pretty sure that I can hear my computer audio. But,
well, I'm looking at
I'm sure whatever you were saying was fantastic, impressionable, well thought out, depth, all of that.
I'm looking at the equalizer, and it, when you got sound, it should be jumping. That mug wasn't jumping. I was like, uh-oh. Let me figure it out. But what I was saying was Sauce Walker. That's a great song. I like. I'm not really the big Sauce Walker fan, Sheldon, because he does a lot of yelling. Excuse me. That was the brew. Sauce Walker fan, but I like that song. It caught me by surprise because I thought it said featuring Babyface, and I was like, "That
Babyface Ray."
Yeah, I know. But in
Gotcha.
if you see right there where it says Black Kings featuring, it says Babyface, and that's it. And I was like, I know Babyface and Sauce Walka. Babyface would be the king of everything if he decided to make a song with Sauce Walka and make it sound like that. But with that being said, y'all, go ahead.
That is kind of one of the reasons that I do the playlist every week, because you're right. Most people don't listen to Sauce Walka. If you do happen to see him, his antics sometimes may drive you away from listening to what he actually has to say. But he has multiple songs where he talks about things like in that song. There's a lot of depth to that song. Covers a lot of interesting topics, and he can rap.
Well, you know, depending on what happens here in this next legal system, will decide if we decide to be able to listen to him anymore.
Yeah,
or not.
Now that is a whole different problem that is unfortunate and none of my business. But yeah, this not looking good when they go get the whole team and leave you out.
Hey, dog, there is a 4-letter word. Sometimes it can be called somebody's name that you do not want to hear. Yeah, you're right, Sneaky. Babyface on the trap song would be insane. That you do not want to hear when they come get you. It's called Rico. When they say Rico, that means they've been plotting.
And shout out to my cousin Rico. That's my dog.
See?
I talked to him.
That's why I said it. That's why I said it. It could be somebody's name or it could be somebody's ending. One or the other. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode, Monday Night Raw episode.
What's good, man?
83 of the Splash Cast, man. We are here post Christmas. Decided to take Christmas off. We made that decision 3 shots in for me. I was playing a game of spades and I looked in and it was 10:30. I said, damn, we didn't even record an episode today. I was supposed to call Norwood back. I said, well, looks like we're going to be here for the long haul on Monday. And I'm off all week, so it is what it is.
Not off all week. I will be going to my job. I went today. I will go again tomorrow.
That should be just a travesty. You can't have work the day after Christmas. That's just not fair. But
Christmas, we really have to rehash Christmas on the weekend. Not great. Not great. Let me tell you that.
I'm gonna let you know right now, it's not a Christmas thing. That is a company thing. My company gave us Friday and Monday off. They said you get the day before.
I'm talking
and the day
about
after
Christmas actually being on a Saturday. That's weak to me.
AJ said you just gotta quit. AJ, what's good? Sneaky, what's good? See, AJ, we can see you. We see your comments, man. We see you.
He said your comments is light skinned, so we don't see him. That's crazy.
Well, I actually don't have any more of those jokes. So that's funny. With that being said, today is a federal holiday. With that being said, hope you got paid overtime. Y'all know what it is on Monday Night Raw. We have the pregame Around the League edition. We also gonna throw in part of the ATL edition as well. Just gonna keep it as one big conversation today. Got a few things we're gonna talk about. This is the pregame. Where we talk about stuff that normally doesn't make it. We've kind of inadvertently combined the pregame, and I think we're gonna start calling the pregame / splashes of the week, because we basically take the splashes of the week and anything in the pregame that's funny, and we put it all in one spot. So let's start out. We try to start out with as much positivity as possible. These jokes are gonna fly. They gonna fly, but we're gonna start out with some positivity.
Sure.
Jalen Rose, the Leadership Academy, the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy again had a 97% graduation rate for their senior class. They also have a 100% college acceptance rate. And I think this is not just this class, but these are the numbers for the overall academy ever since it's been it's ever since its founding. Of course, Jalen Rose says, and the motto of the school is enter a learner, exit a leader. One of the things in Detroit, Jalen Rose it's in Detroit, right? He's very tapped into the Detroit community. Former member of the Fab Five, you know how that goes. So, shout out to Jalen Rose, man. What's your thoughts on that? I love it.
I support it. Congratulations on being, and I'm not necessarily calling him the guy, but I think he might be the first person who started this whole athletes getting schools, and not only getting a school, but a sustainable school, and a school that is graduating at 97% graduation rate and 100%, 100 college acceptance rate. So if you go to this school, the vast majority of you will graduate, and 100% of you will be accepted to a college. That goes a long way in my book.
Long way, man. Long way. And it's showing that it's not just sports. It's sports, it's academics, it's they're pillars in the community. You rarely hear about any negative news when it comes to this academy. And I think you're right. He definitely, if he didn't start it, he wrote down the blueprint. And I think other athletes like LeBron, for example, with his academy, are following suit. So shout out to Jalen Rose, man. That is definitely something that we like to highlight here at the Splashcast, because they don't talk about this stuff on the major outlets. They only talk about BS. With that being said, let's get to the other end
BS?
of the spectrum. Before we get to the BS, hey man, we talked about
only Reggie will call out the national platforms and all the BS you guys spew, and then what do we got? BS coming up hot.
We do, but no, like I said, the difference is we gonna talk about the positive too, just like Kyrie. We called everybody out about that. See, but
there
Kylian
can
Mbappe.
be integrity in media, ladies and gents.
Let me tell y'all something. Kylian Mbappe is 24 years old.
Killing it, Mbappe, which his name should be.
24 years old. We covered him on the Splashcast last week when he basically led France to almost winning the World Cup. He played one on a country, one on Argentina, and scored 4 goals, 3 in regulation plus 1 penalty kick, and nobody. Oh, the basketball game. I'll turn that on later. And nobody really talked about it because, of course, shout out to Messi for finally getting that last trophy. But Kylian Mbappe is getting paid $1.4 million per week on his current contract.
Nope.
He has earned an estimated gross total of $199 million in his 8 years of playing. He went pro at 16. $199 million. That made me sweat.
Don't make me sweat. This would be my last year working with y'all. I'm 24 years old and I get a 1.5 a week. First of all, for any of you who have actually ever gotten paid weekly, that money is completely different.
Yep.
Then you telling me I'm getting a 1.5 a week? How long y'all think I'm gonna play?
8
Not
years
long.
till I'm 24.
Not
Can you imagine being
long.
24? Where were you at 24 to where you would get paid $1.4 million?
Nope.
Just not
1.4
it.
million? Nope. The only thing is I would have never made it to 30 getting paid 1.4 a year. I mean, a week?
Yeah, that
never
27,
seen
that 27, the rock star curse of 27, that'd hit me. Because at that point, there's nothing that you can't get. There's nothing on earth that you can't get.
What are you saying to me? It's gonna be so many people who want to knock my lights out. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm an insufferable human at $1.4 million a week. You're right. Speaking of insufferable humans, ta-da! Here we go, right on point.
I wondered how this happened. So for those that don't know, and I'm gonna turn the translation on, FIFA has officially banned Salt Bae and opened up an investigation to how he was able to get credentials to get on the field during the World Cup final. Not only is he not Argentinian, he's Turkish. He broke the fundamental rule of grabbing the trophy. The rules are very clear. No one can brand the World Cup if it's not a FIFA manager, heads of state, or the world champions. Anybody else, you are not allowed to touch the trophy, including the losing team. They don't do any of that. That is a sacred trophy. And he was out there. He threw salt on it.
Okay. I have multiple different feelings now that you told me that bit of context. Number one, like we said last week, bro, nobody wanted you there, and they made it very, very, very clear you were not supposed to be there. And as a guy who just snuck into a sporting event less than 2 weeks ago, you weren't blending, my friend. I found some people who looked like we might have been related, and I blended the best I could till I got where I needed to be. But I never made the spot hot, and I just went with the water. With that said, as the habitual line stepper that I am, as soon as you tell me that this trophy is sacred, now I need a photo with it. Just to be like, oh yeah, look at this. Me in the World Cup right here. And the trophy.
So you would get banned.
Hand.
You would have no problem being banned if you could get a picture with the sacred artifact.
Reggie, let me tell you right now, when it comes to America, I'm going to try to go in Houston and I'm trying to go in Atlanta. And if I can get banned at either place, I am thrilled. You think that there's a way where I'm not on, if I get on the field and there's a trophy, you think I'm not going to take a picture with it and be banned from FIFA for the rest of my life? You think I care about that? Let me tell y'all for all the listeners. Hell no. I'm from Augusta, Georgia, and I have friends who are banned from the Augusta National. So you think I'm gonna be mad because I got banned from FIFA?
Well, I mean,
probably my first match anyway. Let it be my first and my last. How about that?
Bucket list.
Hell yeah.
I guess.
Fuck it list. Fuck it. I did it.
And what's weird to me is that they didn't have any type of security or nothing. Oh, pray for the best. They didn't have any type of security. Normally, like when you have either a famous athlete, a famous trophy or something, there's all types of security there. They just let him walk right on the pitch.
Yeah, and I don't know how the World Cup has less security than the NBA championship trophy that comes out in Louis luggage. Please explain that to me, but somebody's being irresponsible. And you know what? I'm sure somebody got fired for this. And if you just let everybody have the trophy,
not really a trophy.
Might be your fault.
Yep. Speaking of security, seems like the World Cup trophy needed to hire Willie McGinnis and his people. Because the video shows
World Cup, World Plate, World Fork, World Knife, whatever it is, Big Willie say, hey, man, I'm here with a problem.
Arrested for assaulting a man with a bottle at a nightclub. So, obviously, there was something that happened that preceded the video that we're about to show. Because what we see, come on, man, look at the video. They just walk up on Buddy. That's Willie right there. His buddy sitting there with one person. They surround him, block the exit. Willie says, "What'd you say?" Kapow, 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 kapow. There's only two people here, and they're grabbing him back.
First of all, never let me become a whole whooped ass before y'all jump in the fight. Second of all, Willie, why did you take all of these guys who are the same size as a refrigerator to beat this one man?
One little man up. They beat one little. This dude is little. He is skinny. He
ain't little now. He ain't little. Man. Willie is a big man.
All of those guys that are pummeling him are big men. And then after they get on the ground, Willie picks up a bottle and pow, hits him in the head with a bottle. Now, Willie.
I bet should be the last time you do that.
Whatever was said here or done, I don't know. But they walked up and it was right in the face.
This is the problem. You're in a booth. I'm tucked. There's no escape for me. And Willie has cornered off my booth where the only exit is through Super Bowl champion Willie McGinnis.
Now this dude right here can't fight. But they said nightclub. This is dinner. Everybody here, this is dinner. This ain't no nightclub.
Whatever. Nope. That's a nightclub. You want to know why? Because that's what they said it was. And these guys clearly mean business. They call that thing whatever they want to. They call it high school gymnasium. They can call it aquarium. Whatever they name that is what it will be, because I don't want smoke with these gentlemen, and these gentlemen are clearly here to make sure that this is the last smoke
all
with you and
the smoke. Yeah, they are ending whatever the beef was. It is over.
And what did this guy
sneaky
do to Willie McGinnis?
That made you feel that you had to bring like 7 or 8 people. Like, dude, ain't no. That's what I'm saying. They beat the crap out of him. They beat him so bad.
Apologizes for restaurant attack. I feel horrible, and so does the guy who you beat to hell.
Oh, you feel horrible? I'm about to attack them. That pocketbook. I would sue everybody. Willie, you're gonna have to pay for everybody that's getting sued. I want $3 million from every person. You know, Willie was on TV too, or he be on ESPN. I really haven't seen him on ESPN since all of this happened, because this happened a week ago. Well, and then somebody says won't ever see him on the network again.
Okay. I mean, not the end of the world. And probably
somebody said the Raiders are getting him
NFL,
on the phone right now.
I mean, hey, the Falcons need to call that dude.
Anybody, any sporting team. You don't have to play basketball. You just run out there and just be mean. Run around. They beat the crap out of that dude. So Willie, this is the BS I told y'all we were getting to. I don't know why Willie destroyed that dude. This pause of necessary.
And there's no explanation on why he beat the brakes off of this.
Like Buddy shot at his wife or something. Like he just walked up on him and was like, "What'd you say?" And that was it. I mean, you gotta be careful. I in my mind, I think Buddy shot his shot at a loved one.
Willie McGinnis, I feel horrible for punching man, smashing bottle on the head.
You gonna admit it? Hell no.
No,
you stupid.
These are just headlines. These are just headlines. But I mean, I mean, least you could do is explain to the world why you whooped me. Like,
yeah, you got to at least make something up. Hey, he talked about my wife. He spit on my wife's food. Told me something. You can't just say I feel bad, because now you've admitted, so I'm gonna sue you for $100 million.
Oh, big bag. Let me go ahead. And yeah, and there's no real answer to why you did this. I'm gonna say that this man had an out, here's his cryptic response. Things aren't always how they seem at first glance. The truth will prevail.
No, it won't. Not if you came out after that, then you apologize. That's the truth.
Yeah, the truth prevailed and you prevailed. And now I'm gonna need my lawyer to prevail in a court of law.
Yeah, man.
Only thing that's in my Google search now is Willie McGinnis net worth. And I'm going whatever the highest number is.
Whatever the highest number is. And you got, like I said, you got to pay for everybody. I want you to pay for you hitting me with the bottle, all your friends hitting me. I'm scared. I can't walk down the street. I can never sit in a booth at a restaurant again.
That's Rico right here. This is a game. This is a game. Gang activity.
This was premeditated.
They came in succinctly.
They blocked off the exit. It was premeditated. They blocked off the exit. It's dude had on a hoodie hiding his identity. Like, it was ready. Like, nah, Willie, that's it. Speaking of shooting your shot.
And wait. They say his net worth is $12 million. I'm interested in 16.
I want you in debt. Ain't no 6. I want you in debt. You beat me up in a restaurant for no reason with big refrigerator moving angry people. There's no way possible. You are a trained athlete.
You're right. Pain and strife.
Everything.
The world has seen me get whooped. Me and my lady are on shaky ground. She don't trust me anymore because I can't protect her.
I had to quit my job because of the I listen. You gonna pay? I'm on the payroll now, Willie.
Because the way y'all beat the hell out of me.
I'm on the payroll now, Willie. You gonna have to pay me like you paying an ex-wife. I want alimony.
Yeah.
I'm a child too. I want child support. My kids can't do nothing.
School.
He's getting made fun of at school.
Private school, boy, I can see.
I'll be going to therapy for the rest of my life. You gonna pay for therapy for the rest of your life?
That's got to be Kevin. I'm gonna go ahead and get right to the next.
Oh, Tory Lane's response. No, this is AJ.
Yeah. Oh.
No, but we're actually not gonna go there. We're gonna go to.
Nobody needs to testify now. We saw that man get whooped.
Shaq be out here, dog. And what's funny about this? He shoots a shot at Glorilla. So if you can't see it, he says, "Glow, will you marry me?" Yo, man, I'm leaving. Hey, Glow, will you marry me? Of course, he's joking. Glow, yo, man, I'm leaving. Glow, will you marry? He's always on Drewski's live. Folks are like, Glorilla said Shaq was one of the first celebrities to reach out after FNF. Boy, she got a wide face. He was on Meg Thee Stallion. He was like, I'm watching that booty. I'll give you the world. I don't know who this person is. He said, I'll give you the world. He said, I want you. He said, what you want, baby? Shaq is out here, and people making fun of Shaq like he's not a billionaire. Like, y'all got to understand, when you're a billionaire, you can move like Diddy. It happens. What are you going to say? Take that.
I mean, so, I mean, you're right. You rich. You the most dominant basketball player that the world has ever seen. Do what you want to. If you want to. Now, do what you want to.
Right, so he's going to talk about the age disparity?
I don't care. I honestly don't care. Do it. Shoot. Get some buckets up every night. Shoot like you shoot free throws too, big dog. If you miss, just shoot a no.
There's a lot of jokes there, but I'm not going to take the bait. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that being said.
And hopefully she ain't got no man, because you get in there and you see Shaq shoot at your old lady. It ain't nothing you can do. First of all, you idolize this man growing up. Second of all, what you gonna do? Put your hands on Shaq? Third of all, he is big rich. It ain't nothing you could do. You gonna have
Shaq, AJ said Shaq got the private jet. He's out there destroying pelvises.
Hey, yo.
If y'all think Shaq do missionary, y'all tripping. Shaq ain't nobody.
Is Gone-rilla. She out of there, boy.
Oh,
and I mean, as a person who listens to a ton of music, might want to see if he for real.
I don't know. That's just listening to her responses on the noises that she makes during her intimate time plus Shaq just does not sound like it would be a great combination.
And especially after learning her meal prep interests.
Well, actually, that probably would be appealing. That's probably appealing. Like,
next, do we have anything else? Let me get the list up, Lord. I'm over here trying to.
Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the pregame. We'll be right back. We're going to get into our HBCU, then our football segment, and round it out with our basketball segment. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Wait, before we get out of here, always remember, like, subscribe, tell a friend, follow me and Reggie on Instagram, and the Splashcast on IG, and pour yourself a beverage. When we come back, we will be celebrating beverages.
Beverages, because Reggie don't go to work till 2023. Be safe.
Say fat boy, let's go. My closet get smells of a lot of drip. Young nigga geeky been poppin' collide me. Right nigga, they copy and watching me. My dog stuck in the can just like collard green. She hit that head, I couldn't even roll the wood first. I pull a trick out the woodwork. Drinking my cup, sipping good perk. Right behind 10, smoking good in the hood, serve. I'm dripping good, need a white down. I made these hoes do a white down. Dropped on the plate, did a white down. A fuck nigga play, get white down. I'm dripping good, need a white down. I made these hoes do a white down. Dropped on the plate, did a white down. A fuck nigga play, get white down. On game. Little nigga, you cabin, just pipe down. Glock in the booth on me right now. Smoke presidential, it came from the White House. These niggas ain't killers, before they go spin, they got a boot up and bite down. You doing that capping, stick get the clapping, make them get low, turn that lights out. We coming right back round. Spin on the pickup, let that hatch down. Catch her up in the club, just like a P. Four boys gon' get slapped out. Say you having Zah, but that shit weak. That ain't no perk, your pack brown. If the bitch me with me, she get smacked down. Five a better that game at the crack house. On game. Keep my double cup in the backwood. You can play if you want like a patient receiver. Go catch you a Mac bullet. I hit the button, it hit like a burst. Switch it again, it's back fully. I took me an L, turned on the scale. My phone dropping on back jugging. Is you shopping up back looking? I'm serving threats, this pack cooking. Hit your block, ski mask and black hoodie. My bitch had left, she came back to me. Keeping my Glock, she be signed to the rock. Why you say that? Cause I'm pack pushing. I'm with your little bitch, I'm feeling like Russell. Got your little hoe throwing back goodies. My closet get smells of a lot of drip. Young nigga geeky been poppin' collide me. Right nigga, they copy and watching me. My dog stuck in the can just like collard green. She hit that head, I couldn't even roll the wood first. I pull a trick out the woodwork. Drinking my cup, sipping good perk. Right behind 10, smoking good in the hood, serve. I'm dripping good, need a white down. I made these hoes do a white down. Dropped on the plate, did a white down. A fuck nigga play, get white down. I'm dripping good, need a white down. I made these hoes do a white down. Dropped on the plate, did a white down. A fuck nigga play, get white down. On game.
Yes, sir. We are back. We are back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 83 of the Splash Cast, the all-encompassing Around the League /ATL edition, holiday edition. Happy holidays to everyone. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Happy to be back. Feeling fantastic. Feeling great. Once again, like, subscribe, tell a friend, and cut that playlist on, man.
I like that song, though. I like that song. Wipe Down? That was tough. So y'all know, we're going to turn this down a little bit because I got to talk. But yeah, so we have the Splash Cast 12, 24, 36 pack every week come out. It is on Spotify and Apple Music. Y'all make sure y'all go like and subscribe us on Spotify and Apple Music to get all the latest episodes and 12 pack. We also will do a post on Instagram every week as well. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know how it is with the Around the League edition. We talk about our HBCU news around the culture, followed up by our football segment, then we round things out with our basketball segment since it is football season. Where do you want to begin? Let's start. Every week I say we ain't talking about Deion no more, and every week
we didn't talk about him this time.
Every week somebody else brings out something to say about Deion.
Shoot. Start him shoot. Shoot. You ain't swag. Shoot.
Woo! Start that over.
I like
Start
that, Coach.
So I don't even know the contract.
Here you go.
But I will say this right here. Colorado could have probably got me for half price, though.
I like that, Coach.
So I don't even know the contract's not, if the contract hasn't, the ink isn't drawn the contract. I know they had to wait until after the game. So Colorado, if y'all have any second thoughts, y'all contact my agent.
So y'all know that was a continuation of what we talked about before about how North Carolina Central felt disrespected by Jackson State and Deion the entire time that they were in Atlanta for the Celebration Bowl. How they went to a mutual dinner. All bowl games, they have a dinner with the two teams and the sponsors and all of that stuff. And Jackson State would not move their buses from in front of the hotel where the dinner was. So they decided they had to make North Carolina Central park down the street and walk into the hotel. They walked to the hotel. They were referred to.
Plenty enough time to be mad.
They were referred to North Carolina A&T instead of North Carolina Central multiple times by the AD of Jackson State and by Deion, even though they corrected them on multiple times. We told you before. Deion, we told you before that Central has not had any highlights or anything. Nobody really talked about Central in this whole game. So the shade is going to come from Coach at all times. He was pissed. He made it known.
Rightfully so.
And he made it known. Boy, he got destroyed. Jesus.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah, the shoulder. Lord. Derwin James just ended the Colts receivers game. I don't know who that is, but I'd go on IR until 2023. Lord Jesus. But tell me how you feel about this shade, man. Well, actually, before we get to the shade. Now, Deion. Hold on. Deion did. I mean, his impact on the viewership of HBCUs is undeniable. The Celebration Bowl was always, not always, but has been the flagship or the evolution of the flagship bowl between the MEAC and the SWAC. It started out as the Heritage Bowl back in the 90s. Then it came became the Celebration Bowl. They had 2.42 million views on ABC, which was fantastic. They also had 50,000 people in attendance, which is fantastic for an HBCU game, especially where the two teams are not from Atlanta. So the impact is undeniable. I'm sorry, undeniable.
Yeah, I was about to say that is.
But you still gonna get these jokes, Deion. You gonna get these jokes.
Absolutely.
And I like
about it. And if you
I
mad,
like
be
Central's
mad.
energy. Yeah, I like Central's energy. Hello?
Yep. I enjoy Central's energy too. I don't even. That's not their energy. That's a team. They're a good team.
And they felt disrespected.
That is their demeanor and swagger. It makes it seem like they did something out of the norm. North Carolina Central's been playing this good all season, and I think that if you disrespect the team that might be better than you, and your situation is very much so on fire. We predicted this win, and you should predict this trash talk when you talk the way that you are.
Yeah. When you have and when you throw all that shade to HBCUs, don't get your feelings hurt when people throw shade back at you. We can be in the shade together. We can be cool together.
We are not charity cases, and we would really appreciate if you didn't treat us that way. So I'm
yeah,
gonna
man.
There.
Here's another joke. If y'all are familiar with the internet sensation Desi Banks, he has now said that he didn't even know that he had eligibility left, but he is now going to the transfer portal and going to Colorado. Shout out!
I almost made this the cover of the podcast. You should
funny.
believe in him about as much as you believe in Deion.
Did you hear? And then they got Wallow and Gilly they said we coming. They entered the transfer portal too, which makes me say, it really wasn't about Jackson State HBCUs, was it? Celebrities.
Yeah, every joke you ain't supposed to necessarily just say everything all the time. Sometimes you should shut up, and that was one of those cases. But I ain't gonna tell you what to do. If you want to say that, then good luck and Godspeed. That's what I've been saying to everybody in this situation.
Yep, it is what it is. Did you hear now the latest that he said? He told Jackson State athletic director he was only staying for 2 years. He said that's why his contract was only 2 years and that he had planned to leave.
Okay.
I think that's BS. But
I mean,
if that's the case, then why
one,
didn't you just say that? Why didn't you just say, hey?
If that's the truth, this is poorly executed by all parties involved, including Jackson State. If you talk to that dude and you thought 2 years was, what are you doing? Number one. And Deion, you have to have more common sense than that. I say that all the time. It's what's communicated, but it's also you're dealing with the internet age. You have to understand what the internet understands. And if you didn't take the time to think about how that was gonna come out,
Well, the biggest thing.
Good luck, my friend.
The biggest thing that I took from everything that Deion said is that he jumped into a culture without studying and understanding it. When you say things like, I wanted to move up out of the SWAC, you guys know where we stand on HBCU conferences and leaving the conferences. We are not really a big proponent of leaving, going to the Big South or the Colonial Athletic Association or the Ohio Valley. We're not really a big proponent of that unless you know you're going to do well, which historically HBCUs haven't. So why not? We've always said, come on home, go stay in the HBCU conferences, and everybody gets better, which was happening. Everybody in the SWAC was doing well. Everybody in the MEAC was doing well until leadership messed up. Now that's on leadership for them to make sure that they keep things running. But there were a lot of things that he said that just made me. You could tell he doesn't understand, and he didn't try to understand, which was
and that's why it's so important for us to understand that everybody ain't. Everybody not from this subset of the culture. So there are going to be people who just don't understand the difference. And we have to govern ourselves accordingly and protect what we have because we know the value of it. And even when people come in with the best of intentions, because I don't think that Deion came in ill-spirited, but his foresight wasn't there.
I wouldn't say ill-spirited. I will say he wasn't 100% forthright. And there was a reason for that. And I also think I know why he wasn't forthright, because it would have made him look bad. If he would have come in and said, I'm only here for 2 years, let's do each other a solid. I need this to get to here. I can help raise this amount of money for here, then I think you'd be viewed different. But you coming in and saying, God sent me here, we gonna do what we can, and going on 2020 and say I'd be a fool if I didn't. I don't have plans of leaving, but you were talking to TC. Like, all of those things is what perturbed us, and I'm gonna stay perturbed. Honestly, I that's something I won't ever forget, and I don't think anybody will ever forget about Deion. Unfortunately, it is what it is.
I'm cool with whatever, because like I say all the time, the universe will handle that. I don't have to fight that battle. If that's what you thought, I am more in 2023. I am enabling people to do whatever they think that they should do. If you really thought this out and you think that was the best game plan for you, I may not agree, but congratulations, man. Wish you the best of luck. We'll see how that plays out.
Well, I ain't really wishing you the best.
I'm no longer in the business of really like accepting like this excuses. I don't even really need to keep it. You did it. You thought you was doing what's right. Good luck.
Yep. Man, let's get to some positive stuff, man. I'm tired of Deion. Langston Hughes. That is the football team here in Southwest Atlanta. Now, they did win the state. Shout out to Langston Hughes. But Langston University, the Langston University Lions, NAIA powerhouse. I said that, powerhouse. Currently ranked number 7 in the nation in the NAIA polls when it comes to college. And for y'all that don't know, before there was NCAA, there was NAIA. NAIA was the big that's not even conference. Sports.
The big draw.
Yeah, it was the sports. Big
whatever you want to call it.
League. Sports league, collegiate league. It was the big collegiate league. It was the NAIA, and then all the money went behind the NCAA. And if you actually go and do some research behind that, you'll see why. But Langston right now is number 7. They are currently undefeated, and they look like they're one of 3 undefeated NAI teams remaining in the nation. They look good, man, and they are convincingly beating people. It's not even like close. They just knocked off the Oklahoma Panhandle State Aggies 102-59. 102-59.
Fight. Fight. Round 2. Fight.
Chris Wright was named the NAIA Coach of the Week twice, the latest in December 5th. As well.
I'm getting wrong, boy. We 59 to 102. I'll catch y'all in the locker room, big dog. I'm not staying here for this. My mama watching this game.
So if you remember you might not know, Chris Wright was a former coach at Talladega before he ended up at Langston. And now they are a powerhouse. So the Splash Cast always follows some of these lesser known, lesser coveraged HBCUs, especially when they're doing wonderful things like Langston. So we will keep y'all posted about them over and over again this year. Shout out to Langston, man. With that being said, that was efficient. Football season is over. Basketball season has begun. We will transition to HBCU basketball here in the next few weeks. As you know, many of the SWAC schools, MEAC schools, many of the HBCUs are beating PWI Power 5 conference schools. Not just once, not just twice. It's happening all over the country. It's actually a story that you would think ESPN, some of the major outlets would report on, that the gap between HBCUs and PWI sports is actually a lot closer in basketball than it is in football currently. But nah, they're not going to cover that. But we will, and we'll let y'all know. Yes, Mo Williams is definitely Jackson State's basketball coach, and I'm with Mo Williams on this. Mo Williams called out everybody and said, we need y'all to support the basketball programs every night the same way that y'all support football programs. Now, I will say it's more difficult because basketball be playing on like a Tuesday at 8, and you might have a class a Wednesday at 7, so I get it.
And, I mean, there's a hangover right now. You just had Deion do what he just did. I know that there are certain people who feel a certain way, but you can't penalize the organization, nor can you penalize that man who did what you asked and is trying to get this program off the ground. So I know it may be difficult, may not be the only thing that, may not be the thing that you want to do the most right now, but you know that program is in need like never before. Shout out to Deion.
The shots will continue to get there. Dang, Kyrie and Kevin Durant has 64 points, 10 assists, and 13 rebounds combined to beat the Cavs in Cleveland.
And they are good just that fast.
Just that fast. But with that being said,
we play what, Tuesday, Wednesday? Prayers to the Hawks in advance.
Oh, we already know what's about to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the
schedule loss.
we gonna have a whole bunch of people hurt. DeJounte Murray, John Collins, Trey, DeAndre Hunter, Clint Capella, everybody's out.
Rest.
But with that being said,
let Trey play by himself. Let him score 50.
We've come to the end of the HBCU segment of the Splash Cast. Around the league edition of episode 83, also Monday Night Raw. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna get into our football segment, starting with the Falcons. And Sean Payton, man, looks like and Nathaniel Hackett. It's just a whole lot of stuff. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. I'm about to turn the Splash Cast 12-pack back on so y'all can listen to it. Y'all stay tuned. Football.
Table for 6, we ate at the H. $400 my steak. 400 people that's riding for me. If I call them today, get you touching this one call away. 400 people, first time I performed in the city. Back then I still got hold of place. I can still eyeball an eighth. This ain't no birthday surprise, but we hot on the cake. Don't make me come back to the city with too many chains. Double back with that look on my face. I swat at a rollie and upgrade the range. With no check when I look out of place. I'm going up levels, y'all staying the same. Changing cities, I'm booked out of state. The ray got the stars in the ceiling. She called me on FaceTime, look like I'm in outer space. Taking what's mine. And if it's mine, then I'm taking a charge. I hit a stage in the city, it look like these bitches forsaking their bras. You ain't a boss if you gotta report to someone else who making the calls. Tattoo the teeth on my face, cause if someone play with my paper, I'm breaking their jaws. Big go back with my cigars, open the garage, no such thing as too many cars. I done sold too many bars, my homies got too many flavors and too many jars. I don't do too many favors, cause people mistake how you moving for you getting soft. On top of the city, I moved in the lost, catching that play Randy Moss. Don't make me come back to the city with too many chains. Double back with that look on my face, I swat at a rollie and upgrade the range. We no check when I look out of place. I'm going up levels, y'all staying the same. Changing cities, I'm booked out of state. The Ray got the stars in the ceiling, she call me on FaceTime. Table for 6, we ate at the H. $400 my steak. 400 people that's riding for me. If I call them today, get you touching this one call away. 400 people, first time I performed in the city. Back then I still got hold of place. I can still eyeball the 8th. This ain't no birthday surprise, but we hot on the cake. My homies, they ride all the way. We sold out Daytona, now they wanna ride on the wave. Swear you gon' blow on the homies, you slowed up the road. How the fuck you gon' lie on that grave? I made a $250,000 off a priority meal, wasn't trying to save. I ride in the car with the iron displayed. If somebody try me, they dying today. Don't make me come back to the city with too many chains. Double back with that look on my face. I swat at a rollie and upgrade the range. We know.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the football segment of episode 83 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. You were just listening to the curated tunes of the Splashcast 1224, a 36 pack made by Ludacris, one half of the Splashcast.
Go listen.
Yes, sir, man. It has been an eventful week, I want to say, in college football. Well, not in college football. It's the beginning of bowl season here in college football. So when it comes to bowl season, it's not that many great bowls that are playing right now, but we are now getting closer to the college football playoff. We're getting closer to all of the other bowl games. After Christmas, from Christmas until pretty much New Year, till a week after New Year, is college football bowl season, and then after that, it goes into NFL playoffs. So this is when football is fun, ladies and gentlemen. This is when football is fun.
No, it ain't. It ain't fun for me. All my teams are making other decisions in life.
With that being said, before we get started, man, we have to send out some T's and P's. Ronnie Hillman, if you remember, Ronnie Hillman was the running back for the Broncos, especially when they won the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning, if I'm not mistaken. He went to San Diego State. He was a fast, quick back. He lost his battle with cancer and passed away at the age of 31. Life is short, man.
Life is short. Cancer sucks. This is unfortunate. I don't have a ton of great things to say in this other than, just thoughts and prayers to his family. 31, man. I'm 36. I mean, excuse me. Yeah, I'm 36. I don't know what age I am anymore.
Boy lost
31 is 35. So young.
Yeah, 31 is so young, especially for a world-class athlete, man. Cancer has no name. Cancer has no face. It attacks anyone.
Love the people who you come in contact with every day. Life is short, man. Once again, thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers, man. Where's the Franco Harris joint? Oh, man. My bad, y'all. I'll open it up. Franco Harris passed away unexpectedly. Not only did he pass away, this was the Hillman. Well, anyway, Franco Harris passed away unexpectedly as well. They were actually about to honor him for the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. And he was about to I think they were gonna they already got a statue, they already retired him, but they were about to honor him and honor that team as well. And one of the last things that he said was, I have a lot to be thankful for. I have my health, and I'm grateful to be here. And then he passed away the next day. So
This is immensely frustrating to me because had the Steelers already retired his jersey and did all of that?
I believe so.
If they haven't, that was a terrible mismanagement. Outside of that's my only concern. Is if you hadn't done that already, you missed the boat. But I mean, yeah, another football legend, one of the top 5 greatest football players of all time, if not the absolute greatest.
Top 5 what? He's top 5 greatest Steeler. I want to say
No. Top 5 greatest football player of all time.
Oh, football play. Yeah. Definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
And yeah, just overall legend. He's one of those guys whose reputation preceded him. It's not much you can ask from.
Nobody really had anything bad to say about Franco. He's one of the first. I mean, he's Italian American too. He represented himself, his family, his culture well. Everybody has something great to say about Franco. So it's a sad day when it comes to Franco losing his life. But he lived a meaningful and fulfilling life. And if there's anything that we can take from that, any joy we can take from that, is that he had a wonderful, wonderful life, even though we feel like it was cut short.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Where you? Let's be sad for a minute. I'm gonna add to the sadness. Let's be sad. The Atlanta Falcons. I'm not. Hold on. Matter of fact, no. I ain't sad.
What is you sad for?
I ain't sad because we got cheated. Put my hat back on. We got cheated. The Atlanta Falcons played the Baltimore Ravens without Lamar Jackson, but they had 4 refs. The Baltimore Ravens beat the Falcons 17-9 in a game that was very difficult to watch. It was difficult to watch, and I watched the whole thing. It was difficult to watch because the Falcons literally were cheated out of 2 touchdowns, and we lost by 8 points. They called one of the worst possible plays and penalties that you can call. They called intentional grounding. First of all, I will say this. The defense looked really, really good after the first quarter. For some odd reason, our defense has to kind of like figure out the game.
Because they're not good.
In the first, and then once we figure out the game and figure out what we're doing, we can shut them down. But our defense doesn't dictate to people what they're doing. But, my bad. Oh my goodness. But with that being said, the Falcons, and I'm playing the highlights here, we tackled well. Mark Andrews got loose for a little bit, but we tackled well. We played well. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Absolutely.
Okay. We tackled well. We played well. We were robbed, man. This was almost as bad as the Tampa Bay game when Tom Brady, they robbed us from Tom Brady. We blocked kicks. The Falcons in totality played a really good game on defense. Offense is another thing. Did you see the game at all?
I saw enough of the game. Unfortunately, due to the market that I'm in, I can't watch it live like I would like to. It frustrates me because everything that I had anticipated and kind of hoped that we would be able to be past this point at this point in the season, we're not there because Arthur Smith decided to play Marcus Mariota early.
Yeah, and they're calling the exact same plays except for he's making the passes.
And that's where I have a mixed bag. I think that he was doing that to hopefully gain some positive goodwill in the locker room I think that maybe if we started with Ritter, we probably give up on the season a little bit earlier. There's not been one game where we've been the worst team in the NFL like they predicted on day one. This is the first time that our offense has been able to throw the ball downfield. I think that if there's anybody who's benefited from this, it has to be Drake London. Now, Drake London, we have to have the fumble conversation with you soon and very soon. But we can throw the ball down the field.
So, Drake London is a very impressive receiver. He's like a meaner Mike Evans. Like, he does not shy away from contact. I think eventually he's going to have to get away from that just because it's part of his game, yes. But he'll have to get away from that because, you know, you can't have a long career playing the way he plays. But this man right here, Algier, might be the steal of that draft. He is our starting running back. I like Cordero. It should be Cordero. Look at that catch by Drake London. This was after the fumble. It should be
so well, but you just can't. You can't fumble every week.
But Algier, but look at Algier. Algier falls forward more than any other back, and it's something about these guys that are converted linebackers or converted running backs. Like, they look awesome. Now look, this is the first robbery of the game. We get to the 1 yard line. Oh, they didn't show it. They didn't show it. So we ended up getting a field goal. So we get to the 1 yard line, and they don't show it, of course, because you can't criticize refs. The NFL is real big about that. So we get to the 1 yard line with 37 seconds left. We don't call timeout. Arthur Smith calls a bootleg, which I'm not really cool with. I would have put Algier in the game and just ran right up the middle. But he called a bootleg with Desmond Ritter trying to catch the Ravens off guard. The Ravens didn't fall for it. Ritter threw the ball away. His arm got hit. The ball did not make it to the line of scrimmage. The ref calls intentional grounding. Arthur Smith loses his mind because it wasn't intentional grounding, because his arm got hit, and it was obvious his arm got hit. It was so bad, the refereeing was so bad that the Ravens even released a statement and were like, hey, the Ravens got bailed out by the refs twice. Otherwise, this game would have gone the other way. The Ravens released a statement. So, classy, by the way. Always love the Ravens. Even in the third quarter, so it's 14-3. That should be 14-7. Again, Ritter and London are really, really good together. They have it. Cordero Patterson played well. He had a touchdown ripped off the board. And I gotta give credit to Baltimore's defense. Their defense played well. I mean, we only had a few opportunities to score, but we were robbed. And our offense, Arthur Smith, as much maligned as he is, again, we were robbed. They're not going to show it, but Cordero Patterson ended up having a 30-yard touchdown run negated by a flop of a hold. But our offense looked good. If you look at the highlights, our defense, this was on 3rd and 2. Our defense played out of their mind. It just sucks that this is how the game ended. The game ended because the refs took the game from us versus us losing again.
It's frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of moral victories. We need actual victories. I hope that our team has the mental fortitude to continue to fight. Now, I will say that I saw what Grady Jarrett said, which I know we'll talk about here in a second, which is concerning to me. We're right there. As a team, there are so many other teams that are so not right there. And you want to... We'll go ahead and play that first, and then I will tell you about that.
Oh.
What's that like? Where you just said same stuff, to have another stretch like this, where you keep fighting, but it's the results that you're not wanting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got to keep fighting, but everybody fight, You try so hard, whatever, but some different year, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
What's that like? Where you just said same stuff, to
You try so hard, whatever, but some different year, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
What's that like? Where you just said same stuff, to have another stretch like this, where you keep fighting, but it's the results that you're not wanting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You
Stop
got to keep
asking
fighting, but everybody
stupid
fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to win some games. We got to finish strong as we can, but to be able to not, even to have a chance to be in the postseason and, mess that up, you know what I'm saying? It's frustrating.
So obviously Grady is frustrated about. Grady is frustrated. I mean, when he was drafted, he got drafted 2015, right? 2015, 2014, somewhere in there. 2015. Well, he got immediate success. I mean, we were decent when he was drafted. We went to the Super Bowl in 2018. I mean, it's not like we were horrible. But it seems like for Grady, it's been just really, really good highs and then really, really low lows. Like it's either we go to the Super Bowl or NFC Championship game or we're not competitive. And that, I think that's the frustrating part for him.
Congratulations. Like, and I get it. You're putting your life on the line. You're doing this every day. We're fans, but we go to our regular jobs, all the rest of that. So I can understand how that can be a little bit more physically and emotionally taxing. Mm-hmm. But this is the life. This is it, bro. This is all I know. And for where we started, widely considered to be the worst team in the NFL, I say this every week for a reason. We've never been the worst team in the NFL. And everybody owes us an apology, but we won't get one. And I hope that he takes that into context when he looks at everything that he has, like that the team has got going on. This season is a victory. We're not done yet. We could win another game or two, which we predicted we get to 6 wins. I still think we get there.
So the thing about the Falcons in this year, we lost to the Saints by 1 point. We lost to Los Angeles by 4 points after we were down by 21. We lost to Tampa Bay. We were robbed. Lost to them by 6 points. Robbed. Los Angeles Chargers, we lost by 3 points off a random fumble by Drake London. The only game that we lost that has been a blowout was Cincinnati. And even that game was closer than the 35-17 score because we ended up making it an 8-point game. Washington, we lost by 6 when Marcus Mariota's pass was deflected up in the air at the goal line on 3rd and goal. Pittsburgh, we lost by a field goal at the last minute. New Orleans, we lost. Drake London fumbled as we were going down the field to try to tie the game or take the lead. Baltimore, robbed. So it's not like we've been blown out. We've only lost by 10 points twice. And one of them was at Carolina with the Marcus Mariota barrel roll game where he was barrel rolling, throwing the ball. Outside of bad quarterback play, we are not a horrible team. We are a receiver away on offense. I think we're a receiver away, or we need to put Cordero in the slot and use him as Deebo Samuel. But I think we're a receiver away on offense from being one of the best offenses in the league.
Give us Kyle Pitts. Give us Drake London. Give us Cordero Patterson. Give us Tyler Algiers. Give us Caleb Huntley. Give me Olamide Zaccheaus. It'd be great to have another wide receiver, but I think that we have 2 top-tier pass catchers.
Well, the reason I say you want another wide receiver, I like Olamide Zaccheaus. I think for the value that you have him at, you keep him. But I would like to put Cordero in the Zaccheaus role. You put Cordero,
Somebody
What I
shooting
missed?
fireworks. I didn't know what the hell.
Cordero being used as like a Debo type player he's unlocked now at running back. He would be unlocked even more doing that, and then you add a receiver on the opposite end of Drake London, and then you put Olamide Zaccheaus in a tight end with Algier. At that point, you make the game easier for Desmond Ridder when you have that.
I agree. With that said, I don't know of teams, not many teams, that have two guys, and I know that they want to call Kyle Pitts a tight end. Scrap that. For all intents and purposes, he's a wide receiver. And if you tell me that your number one and number two are Kyle Pitts and Drake London, you told me two very important things. You have a very young but gifted receiving core. Whoever the third guy is the third guy. Yeah, he would be great to be whoever it is. But, I mean, how many teams have that level of option one and option two? Limited at best.
I will say, in this game, this was the first time for Falcons. A rookie led the team in receiving, a rookie led the team in passing, and a rookie led the team in rushing. That tells you that
that's money. That's money right there.
And Desmond Ridder threw for 240 yards. I mean, he threw the ball downfield.
Who? Go back now. Let's go look at the Marcus Mariota games of 240 yards or more.
I don't think he had any. If it was, it would be the one against the Carolina Panthers. Desmond Ridder did something it took Marcus Mariota the entire season to do one time. He did it his first time out. Second time out. Yeah, second time. With less weapons.
And he wasn't playing with Kyle Pitts.
Yep.
And then you got the nerve to want to go home. Marcus Mariota, good luck and Godspeed. Heard they hiring in Colorado.
So, our final two games are against Arizona and Tampa Bay. We are now playing spoiler. I would like to get the 6th win against Arizona. They just came off a game where they lost to Tampa Bay in the final seconds. I mean, but I would love. AJ said, "Wait for week 1." Chris is gonna say anyone but Ridder.
Wait, and let me address that. I'm not in love with Ridder as our quarterback, but I think that he is as capable as the guy we had running the ship the whole time. I would love an upgraded quarterback. But I think that they're pushing that back. I also want to be realistic. Not a lot of great viable options at quarterback as far as free agents. Shout out to the Broncos. We see what happens when you pay a ton of money. And we've also know that this draft is kind of weak when it comes to quarterback. I'm honest and I'm realistic about my station. Ridder is really best available right now. It's either, I'm going to tell you what it is. Ridder, Baker, or Anthony Richardson. Those are the three most, I would say, probably best options.
Anthony Richardson?
Yes, by the time that we draft, I believe that Bryce Young will be off the board, C.J. Stroud will be off the board, and Will Levis will be off the board. So that leaves us with the 4th best quarterback in the draft, with his Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson, the man who, for the majority of the beginning of the season, had more tackles than touchdown passes.
What? Oh, you can bash him however you want to. I'm gonna tell you this.
That's a fact.
He's the 4th best quarterback in this draft, and I honestly feel like I'm gonna tell you this, and y'all can be mad, but I don't care. He is the perfect person for our team. He has a cannon, so we can chuck it down the field. And let me tell you, whatever we saw Marcus Mariota do this year, Anthony Richardson is 10 times athlete than Marcus Mariota will ever be. But I'm going to leave that alone because I know that's a very sensitive subject. And the other guy who we have from Florida play quarterback, well, I think he's a tight end now.
I'm about to say, there's another person who had a big arm that could play quarterback and was mobile. Not as mobile, but mobile, from Florida, named Felipe Franks.
No, hell no. Nah, Reggie, we're not doing that. You'll never put Anthony Richardson and Felipe Franks in this. No, you know what? This is the realest podcast world because we clarify this. Are you telling me, and I don't want to assume, because when you assume, you make an ass out of who? Are you telling me that you are putting Anthony Richardson and Felipe Franks in the same category?
As a quarterback? Until proven wrong, yeah. Anthony Richardson is faster. That's about it that I've seen. What does Anthony Richardson do better than Felipe Franks as a quarterback that you've seen?
Everything.
Like
Everything.
What? He's faster. They throw the ball just as far. They both make bad decisions. They both can tackle really well.
Throws. He makes way better throws.
They both tackle well.
Substantially better throws.
Does he?
And Reggie, I have to call you out here. This is bullshit. Felipe Franks is never regarded as one of the top 10 quarterbacks in college football.
Neither was Anthony Richardson. Never regarded as a top tier quarterback, ever.
So, let me clarify because I want to make sure that we're on the same point here. Anthony Richardson is going to be one of the top. I'm going to give him a little bit of space here. He's going to be one of the top 7 quarterbacks drafted. Was there ever a world where Felipe Franks was in the top 15 quarterbacks drafted, 20 quarterbacks drafted?
Yeah, he was drafted. There wasn't 20 quarterbacks selected above him. What do you mean?
Now you finna make me look and see exactly how many quarterbacks would. First of all, Anthony Richardson is a first rounder.
I'm telling you. Well, this is why I said this. You better say first round what?
You don't think that?
No. Anything with first round and Anthony Richardson should not be in the same conversation. No.
Second round.
No.
Third round.
No.
Fourth round.
4th to 5th is where I would draft him.
Bet?
He has done absolutely nothing to warrant it.
Would you like to bet he does not make it to the 4th round? Because you have teams like Jim Irsay and the Colts who hired Jeff Saturday as an ESPN analyst. I can't bet on the stupidity of other teams. But what I can say, they're going to get Will Levis. They're going to get Levis. You know the answer to that.
What I can say, and the reason this entire conversation, happened is because you said just now that the best 3 options are Ritter, Baker Mayfield, or Anthony Richardson. And
yes,
Anthony Richardson should not be in this conversation at all right now.
Anthony Richardson is going to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks drafted in the NFL. Felipe Franks was not drafted. And to say that they're equal is egregious. That's too far.
They have the same. The only thing that Anthony Richardson does better than Felipe Franks that I've seen is run really fast. He can run 60 yards very fast. Felipe can't do it, but they both throw the ball really, really far. They both make terrible decisions passing. They both flash a strong arm and make a pass that you've seen. But I'm just telling you the truth. I haven't seen it from Anthony Richardson. In any of the years, he just got the starter. He just won the starter position when the dude transferred.
You my guy, but you wrong on this one.
You can say whatever you want to. I'm just saying, if he is good and all that, he will have to prove it to me. This is what Nora would always say: show me, because what you've shown me shows that you don't belong in this conversation. Anytime a quarterback into the 5th game or 6th game of the year has more tackles than touchdowns. If this were anybody else, you wouldn't. There's no way you would put them in this conversation. Anybody, no way.
Too far. This is too far. Anthony Richardson, I think that there's a lot of room for growth. I think that I don't love Billy Napier as a play caller. I've said that all year. I think that he's put him in terrible positions. I think that we've had a very predictable offense. I think that if you play a predictable offense with a guy who's not the most accurate of passers, you make it infinitely more difficult. But to sit up here and compare Anthony Richardson to an undrafted free agent / really a tight end named Felipe Franks is egregious. That's way too
So
far.
you don't think they can put? You don't think Anthony Richardson could be moved to tight end?
I mean, sure, yeah, he's fast, but that's not the right question to ask. I
Why
think
is
that
it
Anthony
not?
Richardson is a quarterback in the NFL.
And that remains to be seen because he wasn't even a full quarterback in the SEC.
Okay, well, you're going to see him very soon be drafted in the first 3 rounds, and then remind me of that.
First 3 rounds. If they do it, I have no problem admitting I'm
That was
wrong.
a 3rd round pick.
I have no problem. He had a better college career than Anthony Richardson. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like,
what has Anthony
what do you-
Richardson
what-
done at Florida? What has he done?
So,
He
wait. So
he beat Utah. That's all he did. That's what you keep hanging on. He couldn't even beat out Emory Jones to be the starting quarterback.
So you're telling me right
Yes,
now?
I
if
am.
you look
Yes,
at-
I am. Yes, I am. Whatever you
Okay.
gonna say for Anthony
Okay.
Richardson, yes,
Okay.
I am. He has to.
Okay,
you
wait,
talking?
wait. Let's make some money here. Let's bet some beers.
You keep talking
I got
as
a
if
case of beers that says that Anthony
Who's the
Richardson
draft? How
will be
did you
drafted
draft?
in the first 3 rounds.
the first 3 rounds. I mean, I got it. I don't know. I don't believe so. He may run a
Bet it then.
4.19. He may run a 4.19 at the combine. I don't know. But I can tell you right now, he is not a top 3 round quarterback. I don't care who drafts him. You could draft him number 2 overall. Stupid. You could draft the number 2 overall in the 2nd round. Stupid. You could draft the number 2 overall in the 3rd round. To me, that would be stupid.
Okay.
Stupid.
So
stupid,
the
stupid,
rest of
stupid,
the world does not believe what you.
The
believe.
rest of the
I'm just
world
leaving
does
it
not believe you. Nobody else believes that he's the. Come on, man. What are you saying?
Please.
What are you saying
look
right now? Anthony
all the
Richardson?
quarterback
Come on, man.
rankings. There is not any quarterback ranking that goes by where you don't see Anthony Richardson top 5.
Bro, who's
don't.
coming out? Bryce Young and who else?
C.J. Stroud, Will Levis. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are your 4 guys.
Man, and that's a terrible. Well, if he does go in the top 3 rounds, this is a horrible.
Wait, that's not
QB draft.
terrible.
That
You
is
think
terrible.
C.J. Stroud is terrible?
You know how I feel about Ohio State quarterbacks. I don't believe in none of them. I've been on record on multiple episodes saying, "Show me a good Ohio State quarterback." None. Zero.
You think he's terrible? You think he's
I
terrible?
don't believe in Ohio State quarterbacks. I think he will be a bust. That is a definitive
Okay.
answer to your question. There's no
So how
clarity
much
needed.
So how much better do you think that C.J. Stroud is than Anthony
None.
Richardson?
Oh, then Anthony Richardson? No, I don't know. I think he's a more accurate passer. I think he had more touchdowns than tackles.
So a little better, a lot better, substantially better.
Substantially better.
Oh yeah, you're gonna eat those words. I cannot wait for the draft day. Now that's all I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna come here and party on your ass.
Ooh, this is a horrible draft class for quarterback. Michael Penix Jr., Cameron Ward, Will Levis, Jaron Hall. Oh my God. Yeah,
It's
he might
top
go. He
5.
might go. He might. You can be top 5 in this quarterback class. It is awful. This is awful. Bo Nix is number 10. If he were to go, he would be the number 8 number 8 according to this. If he goes, Sam Hartman, Tanner McKee, Jaron Hall, Cameron Ward, Hendon Hooker, Michael Penix. You right. He probably will be a top 5 drafted QB because this QB draft is awful. This is the Colt McCoy, Tim Tebow draft. This is an awful QB draft. This is awful. So yeah, none of these. I'll make this bet. There are, let's see, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson.
Time out.
Michael
Before you
Penix.
make that bet, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave you.
Out of the
with this.
top 7 quarterbacks, I think 6 of them will be a bust.
Look
none-
at the
I
quarterbacks
think-
in the NFC.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I'm gonna
bad.
fix you now.
It's bad.
It don't take much now.
I don't think any of these quarterbacks are good, except for maybe Bryce Young. But Bryce Young is so small. C.J. Stroud, he can't even beat Michigan. Like, Anthony Richardson had more tackles than touchdowns. Michael Penix Jr. is probably the better quarterback in terms of, well, they'll probably say Will Levis, but in terms of size, arm strength, and the ability to throw the ball accurately. But, I mean, he's at Washington. Hendon Hooker just tore his ACL, and he's 25. Like, Cameron Ward is at Washington State. Like, come on, man. There is nobody
planning
good.
for Levis to go to the Colts.
Okay.
That's the reason I'm telling you. And yeah, you just have your evaluation of Anthony Richardson is way too low.
No. I when I look at this quarterback class, you're right. He is a top 3 quarterback in this. Hey, stop. Thank you. He is a top 3 quarterback in this class.
He's not
this
top
class
3.
is trash. He's number. I was looking at. He's number 3.
Bryce, Stroud, and Levis. I think you're gonna give those 3 guys.
Yeah, he'll be 4.
Especially,
so he'll be 4.
Yeah.
But this is also a defensive dominated draft. I can see him going 3rd round in this draft.
My only issue is you're comparing him to an undrafted free agent who's a tight end.
He hasn't shown me anything that warrants him being drafted, man. He's gonna get drafted because he's gonna be drafted because the quarterback position is awful in this draft. That's why he's gonna be drafted.
We should draft him.
We can, and we can run all. You replace Felipe Franks with Anthony Richardson, and he can run all of the read options and throwback passes that he could throw the ball really, really far down the field. He can't even read defenses at the SEC, and they don't do nothing but play cover 3.
No, because that's Billy Napier calling wide receiver screens. Next.
Why do you think they call wide receiver screens all the time?
I don't know why he does that.
If they had confidence that he could throw the ball down the field accurately all the time, they would call it. Okay. Either way, we can move on. But you saying that you tripping. Anthony Richardson is not.
No, you tripping. You tripped and failed.
Not
good. Hit your head.
He is not good. Hey, let's look at some guys that thought that it was smart to take team photos with no shirt on and say that the cold does not bother us, and went out there and got plummet by the Kansas City Chiefs. These are the Seattle Seahawks wide receivers. They decided to go out and warm up with no shirt on to send a message. This does not scare us. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs not only beat the crap out of them, not only have they secured the division, I think they are now battling for the number 1 spot. This did not age well at all. This aged like a stripped apple in the heat. Like, this was awful.
You dumb fools. This is Patrick Mahomes. Let's get that straight. Now, we've all played football. This does not make you better. I hate these guys. Oh, no sleeves. I'm out here in the elements. Okay, I'm warmer than you. Does not make you better than me. And we can see in the score. Shout out to Jarek scoring again. Stop doing this. All you getting is L's and pneumonia.
Yeah, this was stupid. But in the AFC West, man, there's a whole lot of stuff that happened. Aside from these folks getting beat down like that, the Broncos, this was a statement from owner and CEO Greg Penner, who's part of the Walmart organization. You know that they just bought the Broncos. They have fired their coach, Nathaniel Hackett, after 1 season, after 15 games, not even a whole season. I feel like I don't care because they fired black coaches for less, but he was put in a situation to where he could not succeed. He was not going to succeed in Denver without getting Aaron Rodgers, which was the whole reason that the Broncos even hired him, was to try to get Aaron Rodgers away from the Packers to go to Denver and basically pull like a Peyton Manning move and they had the whole defense behind them, young defense, and they also had a young offensive core. But it didn't work out because the flaw in that plan is if you don't get Aaron Rodgers, you then get somebody that was a quarterback's coach and promoted him to head coach. He skipped everything else, which is not the smartest thing to do. And this is what happens.
Rooney Rule.
Well, yeah, and y'all circumvented the Rooney Rule. But this is what happens when you place all your eggs in one basket and try to depend on Aaron Rodgers, a promise from Aaron Rodgers. Like, that's just, it doesn't work that way.
This is super frustrating.
Then they got Russell Wilson stealing.
This is frustrating. Well, so they brought him in originally to try to lure Aaron Rodgers to the Broncos.
I feel like there was a promise made there, personally.
And I assume that there's probably more traction than they lead on about, because you don't just go out and hire a guy like this unless you at least you feel that you have at least a decent chance getting Aaron Rodgers. But this is super frustrating to me because you have guys, DeMeco Ryans, still no head coaching job. Eric Bieniemy, still no head coaching job.
Yeah.
You have, I think his name was David Tully, who coached one season with the Texans. Not widely successful as far as wins and losses,
but he did an
excellent job with that team. You got another guy here, Lovie Smith with the Texans. Is he getting a ton of wins? No. But is he getting the absolute most out of that team? Yes. These guys are always getting skipped over and they're getting skipped over for jobs that people are interested in. David Tully and Lovie Smith took the worst job in the NFL.
This was regarded, the Broncos team was regarded as one of the better jobs to get in the league because of the defense and because of the pieces they had around them.
Now, I will tell y'all, if you go back and listen to when Russ got traded, I said this move was at best
a lateral. Well, it was a save face move too. It was a save face move. They had to get somebody. Like, that was the point of hiring Hackett, because he's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer, and they got Russell Wilson. But, I mean,
that team is not good. You can't put those guys around Russell Wilson. It's the Matt Ryan effect. You have to put these guys as they age and get into their latter years around guys who are Super Bowl contenders. You can't take these guys who have already probably played their best football and then put them around a bunch of young guys who are not ready.
Well, no, because they felt like they were Super Bowl contenders, which is why they were trying to go get Aaron Rodgers. The Broncos
Well, you can feel that way. They were wrong.
The Broncos widely, I mean, they were rated the #1 defense coming into this year. They had Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and all of these other players, but they just don't have it. And I don't even think it's the players' fault. I don't think this roster is a bad roster. I think Nathaniel Hackett is a horrible coach. He had to hire somebody to call the plays 2 games into the season. 2. He had to hire somebody else to call the plays as an offensive coach. He had to hire some. That's not on the players. That's on him. He had to call timeout, 2 timeouts in a row.
I want to be very clear, though. I don't think that this roster is very good.
Not anymore. They traded away people.
And if you continue to roll out this roster next year, the offense, as presently constructed as it is, it's going to be very bad again. That's the only thing I can tell you. I told you guys this is bad. You don't have to believe me. Nobody got to believe me. The results will show you.
Well, I think
I said the Falcons probably got a better roster than the Broncos.
No, I didn't think so. But I think that bringing in Russell Wilson was
close.
I think bringing in Russell Wilson was wrong. When you bring in Russell Wilson to try to be a Band-Aid and you're installing him in an offense that is not for him, and I'm not making any mistakes for him. He's stealing. He out there stealing, calling audibles. No. Listen, He called. It's been said that he was calling audibles from the Seahawks playbook. He wasn't calling audible. They didn't know what he was calling.
That's the last place he won. I would have called him audibles too.
That's terrible.
So this is my thing. If you think that he's stealing,
$236 million.
what guys who are not Hall of Famers do any better with this Broncos team?
$236 million. It don't matter. I don't care. $236 million is stealing. That's stealing. Stealing. You can ask a question and Russell Wilson does not deserve $236 million.
You think Kirk Cousins wins any more games?
Kirk Cousins is not getting paid $236 million.
No, he got all his money at one time. That's the reason.
Russell Wilson is fully guaranteed. That's why he's gonna be there next year. $236 million. Stealing.
I don't think that there is a guy in the NFL who does any better with this team.
There's not a Hall of Fame.
Except, I don't think there's anybody. Don't get mad for what I got paid. Look at what y'all gave me.
That's stupid. Stealing. If you pay somebody $200,
expect me to make something.
If you pay somebody $236 million and he throws, I think he has more interceptions than touchdowns, it's stealing.
Who am I supposed to throw the ball to?
My teammates, not the other team.
You know the name of them, Reggie?
Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. Yeah, I do. Stealing. He's stealing, bro. You can try it. Y'all, I understand Russ is a great guy. He got Sierra. He be praying. He do all of that stuff. He is stealing. Right now, he is playing awful.
Y'all asking him why he praying to make water into wine. His name is Russell, not Jesus.
Man, no, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, like he from Nazareth.
You see, you keep defending stuff. He is.
Who can make this team good?
He's throwing 12 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Wow.
Who can make this team good?
A better coach.
What do you think Mahomes does over here?
Have more than 12 touchdowns and less than 9 interceptions.
You think they get to the playoffs with Mahomes?
I think they're substantially better. That means you take Mahomes off of the Chiefs. So yes, if you take Mahomes off the Chiefs, I think Mahomes is that much better than Russell Wilson.
Put Russell on this is what I'm gonna say. You put Russell on the Chiefs.
You gonna try to switch him?
Yeah. You think?
I think the disparity between the two teams is a lot closer. I'll put it that way. A lot closer.
Sure. Yeah, you have arguably the guy who's on pace to be the greatest quarterback of all time. Yeah.
That was my point.
Okay, let's find somebody.
Yeah. Say
who do you think
it a different way.
Who do you think is good, but not? Let's leave Burrows. Justin Herbert.
Now I gotta. Who else I gotta? Tell me who else I gotta leave out. I gotta leave out all Hall of Famers, which technically should take out Patrick Mahomes. Now I gotta leave Burrow out. Tell me who else I gotta leave out.
You act like it ain't. That ain't.
Tell me who else I gotta leave out. I'm telling you. Tell me who else I gotta leave out.
Put the Hall of Famers in. Remove Patrick Mahomes. Because we know Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my God, bro! What the hell, bro? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Norwood?
Put Tom Brady on the Broncos. See what you got. Retirement.
You got the Buccaneers. You got the Buccaneers. You put Tom Brady on the Broncos. You got the Buccaneers.
No.
Oh.
They what are they? 5, 6, and 8? 5 and 8? That's what you got there.
Find me a Mike Evans over there on the Broncos. We having too much fun. We really partying tonight.
You tripping. You are tripping. Let's see. Where is he? So would you pay $236 million for the 16th best quarterback in the league?
The 16th best quarterback in the league. I'm not taking 15 guys above Russell Wilson. Sorry.
I'm saying right now he is number 16 in the league.
That's a lie. The devil is a lie. Name the guys above him.
Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, Kirk Cousins, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, Jared Goff, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Daniel Jones. Okay, let's ask your question. You put Russell Wilson on any of those teams that you don't think the quarterback is better. I don't think he makes a big difference. I don't think he makes a big difference in Indianapolis. I don't think he makes a big difference in Las Vegas. I don't think he makes a big difference I don't think he's better than Justin Herbert right now.
That is where he goes. That is the one for me, Las Vegas.
They have a very similar record to what they are now with Russell Wilson. To me.
They have Devontae Adams.
Okay. And my point is, if you put him on there, they don't make a big difference.
They ain't got JoJo. They ain't got the Adams family. They ain't got cousin It. They ain't got cousin Fester. Let me tell you that much. If I put Russ on the Raiders, I feel confident.
Now I am interested to see, because it's rumored, and if this happens, then you have to sue. They have to take all of the Broncos draft picks if this happens, because it's been rumored that Sean Payton is interested in returning to coaching and going to Denver, where he has already started putting together a staff, including fired Broncos coach Vic Fangio, who is the defensive coordinator and is currently a coordinator with the Bears, 49ers, Texans, Colts, and Panthers. So with this, let me ask you this question. With this roster, if you add Sean Payton instead of Nathaniel Hackett, how much better are they?
I mean, worlds. It's Sean Payton. Sean Payton goes into the Kyle Shanahan category of, I don't care. And this kind of spirals me into a different conversation.
What conversation is that, Norwood?
I'm telling you to fire Cliff Kingsbury. Give me that job.
If I'm Peyton?
Yeah. Matter of fact, control, all, delete your entire coaching staff. And I'll take Kyler. I'll make it work for him.
You'll take Kyler over Russ?
If I'm Peyton, yeah. Long term, yeah.
Okay. This would be interesting.
Hear me out here. Like, I think Russ is a Hall of Famer. I think he's a great quarterback. But it's only so much more time left. And you have a wife that's kind of pushing you to retire anyway. There's no way you're not telling me Sierra's.
Oh, boy, you be adding in the variables, don't you? You be adding in the variables. That boy said Sierra is trying to get you to retire. That's why you...
Yeah. She wanted him out of Seattle. He's out of Seattle. If you don't take that into account when you're career planning, you're a fool. What I'm saying is,
what are you saying?
Think about what I'm saying here. I don't even like Kyler, but he gives me enough time, and I got a quarterback in place. Yeah, if I'm Sean Payton, and I've done it with a short quarterback before. Send me right over there to the Cardinals. Y'all purge the rest of these old guys y'all got. Give me Hopkins, give me Kyler, and give me this coaching staff I already created. Let's rock.
I guess.
Nothing about Denver is appealing to me.
Since we're already here. Cliff, increasingly distant. Everybody saw this coming. Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray, since we're talking about, because we got to get out. I can talk about the Broncos all day if they get Sean Payton, even though I hate that motherfucker. But because he takes a lot of shots at the Falcons all the time. Like, he does not miss an opportunity to take a shot at the Falcons at all times. He hates the Falcons, so I hate him. So it is what it is. Boom. Where does Cliff? You know what's sad about this? I think Cliff Kingsbury will get a mulligan and will be able to he'll get a high-profile college coaching job after he gets fired, because he definitely should be fired. And I don't know if they're still here, but if Cliff Kingsbury is fired and this Kyler Murray experience doesn't work out, you have to fire the general manager. You have to. The general manager fired a coach after one season and then hired Cliff Kingsbury and drafted Kyler Murray over a bunch of other people. You got to fire the GM.
You can't do that because
Yeah,
that's not a decision that doesn't come with heavy ownership presence. You're a general manager. You don't get to unilaterally make that decision. Hell no. You go and ask. And there are a million people who are proven and vetted before you get it.
You know who else makes decisions like this that got them fired? The Tennessee Titans' decision to trade A.J. Brown to the Eagles. And
well,
that
they
was a horrible decision, and it didn't work out. It just didn't work out immediate.
Control, Alt, Delete. Control, Alt, Delete. Tennessee Titans and the Miami Heat. It's over. Closing time. We already knew that Cliff Kingsbury was an exceptionally great, mediocre white man. He is continuing to prove that
How are
that's
you
exactly
an exceptionally
who he is.
great, mediocre white man?
He is great at being mediocre. What do you mean? There is no person who is any better at being the absolute best mediocre human you can ever put in. He was never spectacular with Texas Tech. He got the job at USC and never took it. Then he came to the Cardinals, which I told y'all from day one. You can listen to the very beginning of the podcast. I told you this is never gonna work. With that said, bring that offense to Florida, bro. We're one of the few places where if you can just score a bunch of points and you got sunglasses, we'll be happy to have you.
You would need him to coach another year before. They're not going to fire Billy after this year. You would need him to coach another year for him. I don't think Cliff Kingsbury is a big enough name for them to fire Billy Napier. I don't think so. You just named all the reasons why he's mediocre.
Scores a lot of points.
Does he? Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. Outside of that, they ain't gonna score a lot of points. They don't score a lot of points in Arizona. They ain't score. He ain't coach at USC. He left.
Clearly,
they don't score a lot of points. So what points are you referencing?
In his college career, they scored a ton of points.
As a quarterback?
No. I'm talking about as a coach, not
yeah, when he had Patrick Mahomes. He had Patrick Mahomes those years he's at Texas Tech.
Who else did he have other than
nobody?
Patrick Mahomes?
He left. After Patrick Mahomes left, he pulled the Urban.
Patrick Mahomes
he went to
only
USC.
Quarterback he ever had?
I'm like 99% sure. I'm 99% sure.
I can't put all of that on Cliff Kingsbury. But
why?
Anyway, yeah.
Why?
I'm out on Billy Napier if you haven't figured that out. I'm done with him.
Yeah. But you're not done with okay.
When I've seen your playbook and I've seen all of it, unimpressed. And everything that I said about Billy Napier, I got to Twitter, scampered over there, and saw it to be confirmed. Like I have to make sure that I'm realistic. Can't do it.
Before we get there, I need to find Jerry. Since we in the NFC West, I told y'all nobody believed me when I said that the 49ers are the second best team. Y'all was in the DMs, y'all was in the text messages. You tripping? I'm like, okay. They done won like 7 straight. Like they're good. Brock Purdy, y'all not looking at the whole. Y'all focused on the name. Y'all not looking at the wrong name. You got focus on Shanahan. You focus on Purdy. You should focus on Shanahan. But Jerry Rice, how can I be nice? Like this Jerry Rice is funny. You know, like when you have a corporate job your entire life, and then when you finally retire and you can just like step out and be like who you grew up as, like I feel like Jerry Rice is like, all right, Mississippi Jerry's back now. Mississippi Jerry's out. This ain't San Francisco NFL Network Jerry.
Between Jerry and Dion,
ooh,
who
AJ.
the hell
I
have
can
y'all
see that
been
though.
conning us into believing that y'all are?
Ooh, AJ. Yeah, go ahead with that. We're going to talk about what AJ just said. Ooh, AJ, that's a great. Brady to the 49ers would be stupid. Oh, AJ. AJ. Go finish your stop. Let's talk about Jerry and the stupid ass chain first. What?
First of all, I'm going to reach out to the NFL, and I'm going to need Jerry Rice to be banned from anything that is helmet related. And the reason I'm asking him to be banned from anything that's helmet related is the last time that you saw Jerry Rice in a helmet, it was a chicken helmet from Popeyes. So you had the chicken helmet last time, and then this time you have this bedazzled, diamond encrusted 49ers helmet. Jerry, stop. And whoever this, if you stop it, Jerry. Stop it. And if you are Jerry's nephew, you gotta get your uncle in line. That's one of the things with comes of being a good nephew is when your uncle has gone too far, you gotta be like, oh no, you can't do that. And Jerry does not have the right people in his corner. Jerry, I feel like Jerry's friends are like the people who were hanging out with Herschel, but they left.
But you voted for him.
Oh yeah, and we nice.
All right, man.
This is
from one great receiver to another, because I'm tired of talking about Jerry and his dumbass chain. Justin Jefferson. Did I skip it? Did I pass it? There we go. Justin Jefferson is, I don't want to say quietly because everybody's talking about it, but at the same time, nobody's talking about it. He is having one of the best seasons in history when it comes to wide receivers, with one of the most mediocre quarterbacks that you can have. He's on pace to break Calvin Johnson's single season receiving record, and he could get to 2,000 yards receiving. Of course, Calvin Johnson did it in 16 games. He'll do it in 17. Jerry Rice did it in 10, which is just, or 12, which is just. That's like Wilt Chamberlain stats. That's like mind-boggling to me. To have 1,900 receiving yards in 10 games, that's 190 receiving yards a game.
I want to be very clear. I think that Justin Jefferson is great wide receiver, otherworldly, all of that. It's not. He's not Calvin Johnson. He's not even.
He's a better route runner, but that's it. He's a better route runner. Calvin Johnson ain't had to run no route. Calvin Johnson just ran down the field, run really, really fast.
I'm not telling you he's a better route runner. I think that he is in a much more conducive situation. The Vikings have put players around him. He has a substantially better team around him. You have Dalvin Cook. You have Adam Thielen. While Diggs is clearly the guy you should have bet on.
You be so motherfucking wishy-washy. You talk so much trash about Adam Thielen every time, except for when you want to make a point.
Okay, so let me be very clear. Number one, he's Cooper Kupp. Number two,
who's Cooper Kupp?
He's a top tier wide receiver too. Whatever and I'm not gonna say he's still that. But
I say that is a new. You didn't say that before either. So
you have Dalvin Cook, and then they traded. What's the boy they got from Detroit? Hawkinson at tight end.
Now Detroit's
that's a
that,
way,
but I don't get it.
Way better offense than what Calvin Johnson, who was the entire offense, was playing with. So yes, and I think that Minnesota, I think that their coaching staff is better. Yeah, not Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins.
I'll wait for you. Go ahead. Talk it out.
Kirk Cousins, Matt Stafford. I'll let them fight in the backyard. Whoever wins, wins. I don't love either one of those guys for different reasons, but surely this Minnesota Vikings offense is way more high power. It's way more diverse. It's the reason that Calvin Johnson retired early.
No, I will do that. I know that. They wouldn't draft anybody. Yeah. I mean, we keep talking about the Vikings every week. We say I'm not really impressed by them. I don't think they're that good, and they just keep winning. They keep winning.
You know they're not real though. It's like the Giants early in the season. You're like, this is going to run out.
I don't think the Giants in the dang, it's snowing outside. I don't think the Giants and the Vikings belong in the same conversation.
If you go back, if you actually go back and look at the plus minus, I think the Vikings are -6 for the season.
Yeah, I do know that. Yeah, they just win close games.
Sometimes you're gonna have seasons where the ball just bounces your way. I don't believe the Vikings as far as I can throw them, and I told you that many a time.
I guess
And while
we'll
we
see
here on
because
football, since we're watching this game, I want to be very clear. They have rolled out Sam Ehlinger and Nick Foles. Neither one of these guys have played better than Matt Ryan.
I think Anthony Richardson could start over them.
Will Levis is going to be the starting quarterback for the Colts. Know that. You can book that right now. If you can book anything, you can book Will Levis to the Colts.
If there is a way that you could fire owners, they should fire Jim Irsay. Fire.
No, they need to put him. There needs to be legal proceedings for what he's done to this season.
Let's get to the
Frank
NFC
Wright
East,
and
man.
Matt Ryan should sue.
Let's get to the NFC East. NFC East real quick. The Giants have everybody's draft pick. They have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. They have 11 draft picks next year. 11. With Brian Daboll as the head coach, who's pretty good. I mean,
I was going to say, do you think that these guys actually make good decisions? Because historically, the Giants don't.
I think Brian Daboll will. He made all the decisions with the Bills. You see them. They get better every year.
And that is the reason I had to put Paul. I had to give him a shot. Same thing I did with Billy Napier. I'm going to give you a shot. I'm going to give you a free opportunity to prove yourself.
You gave him 1 year.
Huh?
You gave Napier 1 year.
Yeah. I seen the offense. Once I seen your playbook, unless what he gonna do, delete the playbook and start over, create a new offense.
You don't think he was
That
handicapped for
offense
Anthony
that you
Richardson?
got? Send him home, big dog.
That's the same offense that
I
beat
am-
y'all in Gainesville with ULM. That's the same offense. He was his coach with a less talented quarterback.
I'm just looking forward to next season. That's all I got. This season's done. Falcons eliminated. Gators
Never were in it. And
go to hell. Mitch. You been trying to get there. Nope. Start that over. Play this.
Oh.
Start it over.
The picks he throwing, those are First of all, Dak is ass, right? Can I say on TV? Because he is ass.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
This is the second game that he's just lost by throwing picks. He threw 2 picks to the Packers, right? Had 14-point lead, lost, come back. They was up 17. My man, 17 and lost, picks. That first one, that pass he threw, the second one, not the first. The first one was terrible. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
That was awful. Like, where was he throwing that ball to? Dak Prescott has the easiest job and the second easiest job, right? The first I go to Purdy and Jimmy G with the Niners. Yep. Great defense.
said that?
Right? Run the ball very well. Make safe passes.
Me.
Dak has the easiest job in football.
I told you that
The
years
picks
ago.
he throwing, those ain't even not like.
It's really unfair. Be unfair.
that's my quarterback.
It's my quarterback.
First of all, y'all can't tell me Terrell Owens ain't got CTE. But
Hell no. He got CTE. First of all, I think Terrell Owens could still play in the NFL. Y'all might not like him, but he was forced out. He was blackballed. I don't care what anybody says.
That didn't age well. I mean, Dak played a hell of a game. I will say, as the Eagles defense, I mean, that game, the game of the week was the Cowboys versus the Eagles. Cowboys won the game. The Eagles did not have Jalen Hurts. They had Gardner Minshew. But there was absolutely no defense in this game at all. At all. You let T.Y. Hilton, who hadn't played all year, come in and convert 3rd and 30. Like, there was no defense in this game. And the thing is, but there really was. The Eagles had like 5 sacks, 4 sacks, 5 sacks, 2 interceptions. An interception, forced fumbles, like everything. They did everything you could do on defense and still allowed like 40 points. And the Cowboys defense wasn't no better. Y'all can say all you want.
Lost Gardner Minshew.
You lost.
Can't lose to him.
Yeah, you can't. They beat Gardner Minshew, but that defense that's supposed to be lauded now, they're missing Leighton Vander ish, but I don't think he makes a big deal. It's very concerning.
If that is your big joker, you've already lost, as far as I'm concerned.
It's very concerning for the Cowboys going into the playoffs, and this is why I say what I said about the 49ers. I said the Cowboys cannot win away from Dallas. I don't think that they will win an NFC playoff game unless they play somebody like, well, hell, right now they be matched up against Tampa Bay, who they lost to. The Cowboys are not a great team away from Dallas. I think the 49ers, just like last year, could come into Dallas and beat Dallas in Dallas. I don't think Dallas can win somewhere else.
No. I told y'all these teams was fake. Who did I tell you was fake? The Giants. Fake. Faker than a $3 bill. Not that good. Now they've been just good enough. They're gonna trick you into paying Danny Dimes. Let me make it very clear. If you pay Danny Dimes, you're dumb. You're Danny Dimes dumb. I want to make sure you understand that. But I understand you're in a very bad situation, so you're about to have to pay.
Who would you go get instead?
That's the reason you got to pay something. You're paying for something stupid. I want you to understand. You're buying something dumb. When you buy it, there will be immediate buyer's remorse. But your hand has been forced. The Cowboys, I told you they were not good. They're not. They struggled versus the Texans, who are not a very good team.
But they won. The Texans won. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's justified. But they play hard.
You can't struggle with the Texans. You can't. Cowboys.
Oh, Cowboys can't. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
And if not for just letting it go at the end, they should have won that. The Texans should have won that game. Then you come back and you barely beat the Eagles, their backup with their starting quarterback on the sideline, and you think you're good?
Gardner Minshew threw for 300-some yards on y'all. Gardner
Exactly. Let me tell you right now, you need to have a coming to God moment. And it's too late because you spent the money.
Gardner Minshew threw for 355 yards.
How many did he throw for the week before?
I played quarters. 0.
Exactly. That man just walked off like, hey, man, they need me to go out there and play QB. Give him this smooth 300 real quick.
You know what it is with the Cowboys?
I want to let you know how hard it is to get 300 because we ain't had Mariota do it all season.
You know what it is with the Cowboys? You know what it is?
Been chilling with his dad all season.
You know what it is with the Cowboys? CeeDee Lamb has taken that step. He is the number 1 receiver. He and Dak, he had 10 catches for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns against the vaunted Eagles defense. The Eagles' entire roster is regarded as one of the best rosters, if not the best roster in the league, top to bottom. Their second leading receiver was Tony Pollard, the running back. The third leading receiver was T.Y. Hilton with 1 catch for 52 yards. They don't have a second receiver. Michael Gallup has been the biggest disappointment that they've had this year.
That's not you want to know why it's not a disappointment to me? I told y'all that. Told you stupid to let Amari Cooper go. Y'all did it anyway. Dumb as a box of rocks. You lost him, and then now you don't have the guy to fill his spot. Congratulations. Jerry, you did that last time.
That's true.
You did it again.
True.
And I want to let you know, you said Gardner Minshew threw for how many yards?
355.
And how many did Dak throw for?
347.
347. And that's the most he's had all season. You let a guy who has not played all season come out and outshine you in game number 1 of his season.
I mean, to be fair, the Eagles' offense I think is better than the Cowboys' offense. The weapons that they have.
Dak Prescott, how much you get paid? Don't they pay you to be good too?
I said the same thing about Russell Wilson, but you know they got Devontae Smith, AJ Brown,
Hell
Dallas Goedert,
no. You
Kenneth
find a CeeDee
Gainwell,
Lamb
Quez
over there
Watkins,
in
Miles
Broncos
Sanders.
country.
I think the Eagles' offensive roster is better than the Cowboys' offensive roster right now because the Cowboys don't have a second receiver. Their second receiver isn't that great.
You know, their second receiver is in Cleveland.
Nah, their first receiver is in Cleveland. CD was the second.
Whoa, boy. Big Davis. Quickstone, baby.
Hey, man. Keep it moving real quick because we got to get to college. Hey, real quick. Shout out to the past Robert Kraft. You know, I think he's a genuine person. I don't know. He be plugged in with Meek Mills and 76 and everybody, all that. But the fan, Jerry Edmond, that was harassed in Oakland when he went to his first football game ever to see the Oakland Raiders and the Patriots harassed by an angry white woman. Robert Kraft flew him, sent the PJ. I can't wait to get that much money. Sent the PJ to fly him to New England, brought him to New England, gave him special that's like a welcome box. Basically made him the fan of the day. He got to watch there it is with this lady when the Patriots lost to the they lost on the last. She's going off. Look at her husband. Now,
First of all, you should never don't ever let your lady get you put in this type of position.
Because if you would have got beat up,
firm belief that if those two gentlemen in Patriots jerseys wanted to put hands and feet on this other man, you finna take this L like the Raiders do so regularly. And I want to go ahead and I want to address the racial undertone that comes with this. Because I think that's a very large, if not the most important part of this conversation. This lady is, and as a person who's attended all types of different sporting events, there is a place between friendly ribbing and pure and utter disrespect. This is pure and utter disrespect. This man remained calm, did not disrespect this lady, even though she continued to disrespect him in a multitude of different ways. And I want to, number one, congratulate him on being able to maintain his demeanor and not being able to let somebody to get him to act outside of his character. Number two, this is why the Raiders suck. Your fans suck. Your team sucks. And ma'am, the guy whose jersey you have on, he sucks the most. He's a fucking Dyson. And it's the reason you'll never have nice things in the first place. You talk to a guy who's a Patriots fan, so he knows what it's like to win a lot. You don't. But also congratulations, because if he would have acted like he probably should have acted, he would have been in the wrong. If he avoided that lady and put hands and feet on her husband like he probably should have, he would have been demonized. He would have been the guy who did all of this, even though he'd have been well within his bounds as far as I think 98% of the humans on the planet would have been considered.
This is rewarding someone for showing restraint versus I think he should have been rewarded either way. But you can't reward him if he would have knocked that dude out, or that woman out. Because society tells us that society tells us that
I think you'd have been well within bounds for a reward.
You would have been bound, but you wouldn't have been flown out to New England and watch the game in the box with Robert Kraft. And from what we know about Robert, once you meet Robert Kraft is a friend. He don't meet you and then that's it. And then he told him you're the absolute best of us.
Send him, hey, your itinerary is in your email, big dog.
Yeah, you represent the best of us, and I think that dude is Robert Kraft is really genuine.
You still represented the best of us.
Patriots fans got hands, but just shout out to the Patriots. I think they ended up losing against the
Classy
Bengals.
move.
But it's a classy move, classy organization, man. For what we
And
know.
stop doing this shit. Stop putting black people in uncomfortable situations where we have to take all of our nerve to maintain. Let's be real here. Man is basically the representative of the entire race in this case.
You're well within your right to retaliate and react, but because of the skin color, you know that you're going to be judged and demonized, so you have to sit there and just take it.
And not only that, we're all going to be judged and demonized for it, even though he would have been right to slap. I'm talking about from the hand of God to slap the hell out of her husband. Because you can't.
This is what there's a lot of women of all races that operate this way. He can't hit me, so I can do and say whatever I want.
But I should have knocked the socks off of your husband.
Because if this was a 6'2", 200-pound, if this was a 6'2", 200-pound black woman, I don't think she would have been talking like that.
But let me tell you this also. I want you to notice the husband. The
Having
husband
trouble
is doing
holding her
everything
down?
he can to not get his ass whooped right now. He like, baby, you are too drunk, and these men will beat my ass. You keep playing with this.
Look at Buddy friend. His friend like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And she's like, what are you gonna do? Man, I will send you, man, I knock that gooseneck off your body. Like, ain't no way I wouldn't have had the restraint. You know, and people do shit like that. Like, you know, when Colin Kaepernick and folks was sitting and chilling, like not standing for it, and like white women were pouring drink. I saw a white woman at the Falcons and pour a drink on a dude. I looked like I'd have sent you. I was and I ain't rich, so we was in the I call it the offensive coordinator perspective. We were all the way. We were in the third row. We were in 300s. I can see the whole field. Offensive coordinator.
That boy got the hat flipped around back, clipboard in.
Oh, I had the radio in my ear. I was up there like, look, I'm taking notes. But when she poured that drink on Buddy, I was like, girl, I'd have kicked you all the way. I probably would have gone to jail for attempted murder.
Why do y'all think that this is like? That's always my question.
Audacity.
Not like what is your opinion? Why do you think that this behavior is okay? Explain to me why you think that this is the correct way to behave in public. But yeah, he just like, man, I gotta grab my wife. She gonna get me beat up.
Yeah, it was gonna happen. Let's move on real quick. I don't really want to talk about the block of the year.
No, play that.
It's really more important to talk about Tua. Tua was.
I think the block of the year is way more important considering.
All right, so here's the block of the year. Buddy took out 3 Dolphins in a way that got Aaron Jones. Wow, and he pointed at him. I didn't see that. He did the AJ Brown. He did the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. He took out 3 players. 1, 2, 3. This was a good block, and this was an upset. The Packers went. The Packers.
This is a good block. This might be what.
The Packers went on to win this game, and they are still firmly in the hunt for a playoff spot. If Aaron Rodgers would be the most insufferable human being of all time if he takes this team to the playoffs.
Dude, it's an Allen Iverson to the finals type of team. But as a guy who is a champion for wide receivers, and as a guy who spent a lot of his high school career blocking, I love this. You never get enough credit, and I want y'all to know this. Ready to say, I guess it's a good block. If you pancake one person, it is a success. To knock 3 grown men down, it's only 11 on the other side. I took out 3 of them. This is unbelievable.
He took out Christian Wilkins.
And then to stand up while you do it and count you guys. 1 chump, 2 chump, 3 chumps. Shout out to Alan Lazard. Congratulations. Nice work, man. This is what we love to see here. I'll be a champion of this as long as I live. You actually had to show up jet. Like Jarek blocked 2 guys in one play, and I thought that was a hell of a play. But to actually knock down 3 guys and for them all to get up dazed and confused, excellent job. Congratulations.
Great block, man. It was a great block. Tua has another concussion. He is in concussion protocol, and they play New England, and he is in serious doubt to play against New England. and they are in the
Can't
midst
play
of a playoff.
Can't play
You can't
him.
play him. You can't play him. You got his career might be over. His career is seriously in jeopardy. And they are in the midst of a playoff. And he actually, and you know what's crazy? When you go back and look at the tape, this happened in the second quarter, right before halftime.
Yep.
They were awful, and he was awful in the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, he threw 3 straight picks. I'm not saying that should be an excuse. But if there are telltale signs, in hindsight, of course, everybody is a Monday morning quarterback, an armchair quarterback. Everybody's a Monday morning coach. If he was concussed in the second half and they cleared him to come back, which will be the second time they've done this now. Remember, he was concussed, came back in the next game, got knocked unconscious, then came back and played again, and now he's concussed and was cleared to come back again. You might have to fire your entire medical staff. You might have to bring in an entirely different medical staff. You got to fire everybody. At that point, you got to fire. You've already fired the coach. I mean, no, not the coach. You already fired the team doctor. You already fired him after the first one. That was the scapegoat. Who else is the scapegoat? You got to fire.
I don't have an
everybody.
answer for this, but number one, this is his 3rd concussion of the season. They say that once you get to your second one, I think that all of those issues go up by like 70 to 80%, at least 50%. And for him to be at 3 in one season, they are in the worst spot that they can be in. They are a very competitive offense. They are a team that looks to be very good.
They were
You have a
killing Green
quarterback
Bay at the
who is
beginning.
on his 3rd concussion. I don't have an answer, but
Retirement.
if player safety is important, his season should be done.
Minimum season should be done. Minimum. You can't. We ain't talking about like a 3rd ACL tear or a 3rd broken finger. Although all of those suck. This is a 3rd neurological injury.
They can cut your foot off and give you a prosthetic. They cut your finger off and you can be Ronnie Lott. Brains, 1 of 1.
Nothing you can do, man. Prayers out to Tua. You, at some point, you have to honestly think about player safety in totality here.
This has a whole lot of different implications on this team. You're probably going to have to draft another quarterback. I know that nobody wants to talk about that.
Anthony Richardson. Why not?
Why
This
you trying to
this
be
would be a
funny?
place. I'm not trying. No, honestly, I was not being funny. This would be a place for him to go because they throw screens. He's very good at throwing over the middle. I heard a little noise. Very good at throwing over the middle. They like throwing the ball over the middle. They like throwing the ball over the middle.
God.
They have a decent running game. Mike McDaniels is from the Shanahan tree, and we can see that he's actually a very pretty good play caller. If there's a place to go where you're not expected to do much but be athletic, this would be it.
If y'all let Anthony Richardson fall to the Dolphins, it's a lot of people being irresponsible with their quarterback play.
Depending on when you draft them. Right now, you got the Colts, the Dolphins. Yeah, you don't draft them in. I mean,
Reggie, we come in here every week and look at the bottom tier quarterbacks and talk about how many of these guys that Baker Mayfield is better than.
No, you do that.
That too. But I think that you have to draft a quarterback. I would assume that next year the Dolphins draft after, outside of looking for a quarterback, you should only draft an offensive line. If you have any pick and it's not an offensive lineman, I'm just going to think that you don't care. When I tell you, I would not even talk to any other players.
Yeah, you got to go draft and sign, but you ain't got no money because you just signed. Yeah, you got a lot to do, man. It sucks for Tua because the crazy thing is, it's not like he's been bad. Like, ever since he got Mike McDaniels and Tyreek Hill, he's turned into a better quarterback, similar to how, like,
That
Josh
is the
Allen got
reason I'm
Stephon
only
Diggs.
draft. How many picks we got? Oh, well, how many picks did we not give to the Chiefs?
They didn't trade. Yeah, they did trade for him. Like,
But every other pick, hey, bro, hey, you're a receiver, you're fast. I don't care what you ran in the 40. You're a defensive back. I don't care. Can you block for our quarterback? If you can't do that, you can't. Don't even waste your time coming over here. I'm not gonna waste my time having a conversation with you. There's not any draft picks we're not using on offensive linemen. This will be the first draft. This will be the first time only offensive lineman. What's the best offensive line? I don't care what position you play. Send him to Miami.
Yeah, man. So, thoughts and prayers to Tua. First off, before you talk about all the other football stuff, thoughts and prayers to him. But the Dolphins are in a pickle, man. They need a quarterback. And so do the Jets. Because their draft pick, which we told you, and I told you was one of the dumbest draft picks I had ever seen, was to draft Zach Wilson out of BYU when they showed, how bad of a draft pick I thought it was and how I knew it was bad? When they showed his highlights, they showed the same 3 highlights in repeat. They didn't show like every game. They showed 3 highlights. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And I was like, oh, he ain't got that many highlights. They drafted him number 4 overall. 8, something like that. 2, whatever.
I'm going to say something that may sound wild here. If I'm the Dolphins, I'm probably trying to get him.
He can't throw the ball. Did you? Okay, I just watched the game against the Jaguars. There's no way. There's no way.
Oh, you're right.
He was awful. He couldn't even throw the ball down the field. Yeah. The Dolphins like to throw the ball down the field. He threw the ball. He's late on everything.
Yeah. Zach Wilson or Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield. You just wanted to hear me say Baker Mayfield. That's the only reason you wanted. That's the only reason you asked that. Pick Zach Wilson.
How you can, baby. Anthony Richardson or Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield. Right now.
Oh, Baker Mayfield also.
I think Baker Mayfield. Hey, AJ said Brady to the 49ers. Baker to the 49ers. He's with that's another offensive type guy, Sean McVay. Another guy with the Rams that can make you good. And he goes and they have all the weapons. The thing with Cleveland, he had all the weapons, but they ain't had no great coach.
So, Baker Mayfield proving that with a good coach, he could be a decent quarterback?
He could be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
The offense scored 52 points last week. Sunday.
Who did they play?
Care who they played. 52 points.
Denver.
52 points.
They played Denver.
We ain't scoring 52 points on Denver. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah, we don't.
52 points is a ton of points.
They scored on every possession. That is more of on Denver versus the Rams. Denver quit. They quit on their coach mid-game. Possession 3. When it's 21-0, they quit. Real quick. Look at college football. Y'all know we said bowl season starts pretty soon. So with that being said, when bowl season and the playoffs start, that means the regular season is over. And now when regular season is over, college football free agency begins. Texas A&M, who signed the #1 class, and Nick Saban said y'all paid them boys.
I did. They took the money and ran too.
Pot calling kettle black, but Texas A&M has 24 people leaving the school in the transfer portal. Florida has 22. Arkansas has 21. Arizona has 20. Miami has 18. Amongst Power 5 schools, there are 10.4 entries per school. 10.4. First off, Jimbo's in trouble. Jimbo's in trouble.
Let me get into that right now. This year, 2022, Jimbo is paid $9 million. Next year, 9.1. Next year, 9.2, and subsequently, and so on. He lost 24 transfers. Was not competitive in the SEC West. How much longer does this continue?
1 year. 1 year.
Woo! So it won't be this year. I'm pretty confident in that. But next year, January 1st, 2024, guess what the buyout is next year in January 2024?
I don't know. $20 million.
$76,800,000.
It's the buyout?
Buyout. What do you do in this situation? Do you continue to lose? You've lost all your recruits. You can't cut bait with $76 million. He's going to hit you with the Ed Ogeron. What door do you want me to leave out of? I never coached another football game. I wouldn't even know what football would be like for $76 million. Boy, don't ask me another football question again in my life.
$76 million.
Or, and God forbid, he get the buyout and then go somewhere else and get another check.
Mississippi State.
Jimbo might go to Jackson State.
He'll go to Mississippi State. R.I.P. to Mike Leach.
With my $76 million.
$76 million. I go to Mississippi State where I gotta play y'all. Where I gotta play y'all every year. I go to Mississippi State where I gotta play y'all every year, and I would beat y'all every year with your money. I'd start an NIL called the Texas A&M Buyout NIL, and I'd.
All it is the interest from the money that I made from that buyout.
That's sad.
Yeah,
it's quietly
this
is
is
kept though. I did not know Florida had 22 transfers. 22. That's a lot.
Have you seen the playbook? You seen the playbook?
Well, also, so
you
Billy.
That's
Billy Donovan
all
coming
11
in.
starters, and those are 11 backups on offense. They say, "Hey, I'm not playing for this playbook. I quit."
Well, Billy Donovan is also cleaning house too.
Billy Donovan, first of all, is a coach for the Chicago Bulls.
Billy Napier, Billy Donovan, whatever. Billy Napier is
What?
is
You never put
cleaning
Billy
house.
Donovan and Billy Napier. Billy Donovan has 2 national championships, and the floor is named after him in Gainesville. Put some respect on his name, fam.
No, Billy Napier.
That's 8.
Don't care. Billy Napier is cleaning house. He's out there cleaning house.
He
So
need to clean his own house.
Billy Napier will have
Sweeper head ass.
1.5 seasons to figure this out. Now they are adding a bunch of transfers to Florida. They've got a lot of people coming to Florida.
But let's get back. Jimbo. They fire him anytime next season. They owe him $76 million. $76.8 million.
I'm interested to see. It's crazy how Arkansas has 21 people leaving. Arkansas. Miami has 18.
That's the funny part about these 3 teams. I feel like these are like trades, because a lot of these Florida players will probably end up on Texas A&M, and we're going to get some of the Texas A&M and Arkansas players, without a doubt. That's the reason it's a little tricky to me when all these SEC players move, because you be moving in conference.
Well, one thing they did say, and he who shall not be named anymore on this podcast unless necessary, they did say that when some people go in the transfer portal and just stay there, the transfer portal, I mean, they got 1,500 kids there. There are 1,000 people in the transfer portal on the first day. 1,500 kids as of last week were in the transfer portal still, with all the other signings.
Hampton.
Why not? I mean, at this point, why not? Why not?
Yeah, if you stuck in the portal, I can tell we can get you to a football team. Hey, Splashcast ain't hard to find.
We ain't hard to find, and we tell the truth.
God told me to tell you that you should go to Hampton. Nah, I'm really trying to make it in there, bro. I ain't playing with it.
But with that being said, man, we had a long football segment, but now we got to get to the basketball segment. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. We got our final segment. We're going to talk about the Hawks and also Christmas Day basketball, where it seems like the Celtics are back to being the best team in the East after a rough patch. And Wally Zerby back Really got to stop talking like he was like really, really, really good. But with that said, we'll be right back. Y'all,
It was good for like a season.
not good enough to talk about Halliburton. Y'all stay tuned.
Nah. He ain't had one of them seasons either.
We'll be right back.
Damn, the hood got you cooped in the group. Feel like a noose. Proving the stand on your town when it's on. It's solid as all. Hit my pants like I'ma beat it them all. But we ain't see him at all. It kills that we can't speak cause you gone. They hate to see these niggas trying to ball. What I peeped on that corner will get you wiped without Charmin. From the cement, flowers down the roads from a rock. Either handling lines or I was moving exotic. We wanted cars, fast file charges. Friends turn the songs to more poppin'.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final segment. Pause. Actually, we're going to sign off, guys. This has been 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. We got really into this football segment. We are going to finish up the basketball segment tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. And then the episode will be out on Thursday as normal. Cool with that?
Yeah, so yes, absolutely. Me and Reggie have real jobs. We have real lives.
Yeah.
We have really been partying our ass off today. We kind of got into a great conversation about multiple things when it came to football. And the material was too good to cut. We appreciate you guys rocking with us tonight. We will also open it back up. We'll throw up the live again tomorrow so y'all can hop in there and we can just shoot the shit on basketball. We'll look forward to talking to you guys then. But yeah, it's a marathon and I have to get up and work tomorrow like I told you guys before. And Reggie has a couple things around the house he got to take care of.
Literally. Y'all, we'll see y'all back tomorrow, 8:30 Tuesday. We will also do a post probably tonight and tomorrow. Just reminding y'all, can't wait to see y'all. And if you like it, you never know. We may just do 3 short episodes instead of 2 or 1 extremely long episode. I'm cool with that either way. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We'll be back tomorrow. Same bad time.